What's up, world? It's your boy DJ47. Thanks for tuning in to our YouTube page. If you like what you see, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to us as we hit you with new videos every week. 1.
You're now listening to the sounds of KDPG Radio. Keep the party going.
And it's another episode of that One Shot Deal podcast.
I'm currently Miss Latina.
I know this is a really challenging time. I do want to say there's two sides of it.
Music don't lie. If it hits your heart and you start moving, why find it gets a good time?
It has an impact in my life. The more you open up, the more you inspire people.
Let's say you get trapped in a desert island, right? Which 3 albums are you taking with you? Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy DJ47 alongside SeaDev, and it's another episode of the One Shot Deal podcast. And then here we go. We got another guest in the building, going to talk about the art world and all. But SeaDev,
today we got a special guest here, one of my partners, one of my homies. You know what I'm saying? Very exclusive. I only bring you the kings of this. If you're from Haiti, you may know him as Samedi Atisla. I know him as my boy Xavier. Sick artist, Samedi. What's up, partner? How you doing?
What's good? How'd
So how you doing, man? How you feeling?
Great. Feeling blessed.
You out here in Miami. What you doing out here?
Well, I'm vibing with Nico here, paying, vibing. I don't know, feeling blessed, like always.
Alright. So, you're an artist, correct?
Yup.
Alright. You're also a graphic designer. How did your art start?
I don't know. I guess I've always been an artist. I always was drawing when I was a kid and shit like that. But I never wanted to be an artist. I guess it was so easy and so obvious. So my whole life I was like, I don't want to be an artist. So I studied graphic design, and from there started working doing that.
Did you go to school for that?
Yeah. I went to school out here for that in South Beach, Miami Ad School. Represent. Yeah, it was a dope school down there in South Beach. And then from there, I moved back to Haiti, started working in graphic design. And I don't know, man. It was just like, I didn't feel like helping people that didn't have the right intentions. I didn't feel like empowering them with my work. You feel me? Because when you're doing communication, you're empowering people communicating with a bunch of people. You feel me? So it's like, if you ain't got the right intentions, I don't want to be helping you make more bread, get more power, you feel me?
Are you talking like political wise or something?
Nah, just in general, just all kinds of shit.
Because I know in Haiti a lot of things end up being political.
Nah, it's not even political. I was working at an agency that was working for private companies. So, but it was like, when you're doing advertising in a country like Haiti, spending like, you have $1 million budget, spending it on something that's gonna affect a lot of people. But you can tell the person spending that money, his intentions or his perspective is not necessarily aligned with how I feel is good, you feel me? So I was like, I don't want to be part of that anymore. And I started painting on my off time, and then it stuck.
What are some designs that we may find,
in Haiti?
some of your work, that we may find in Haiti?
Oh man, the tourism logo, that's the most popular one.
The tourism logo, that's the flower, right?
Yeah.
What kind of flower was that again?
Hibiscus.
Do you see yourself as a Haitian artist? Do you classify yourself as a Haitian artist, or?
Nah, not really. Well, basically, I put it like this: I'm Haitian. I can't. That's who I am. You feel me? By everything I do is Haitian. Even my art is Haitian, regardless whether I decide I'm to say it's Haitian art or not. I can't escape that. That's where I'm from. That's where all the whatever I'm processing and putting on that canvas. That's where it's from, you feel me? So for me, it's like, I am a Haitian artist, but I'm an artist. I'm just an artist.
What style do you consider your style?
Well, there's a Haitian style called Saint Soleil that was made by this Haitian artist called Siga, and then he created like this. It's not just a style; it's more like a way of creating art, and that's kind of what I use to create my art. So it's kind of Saint Soleil mixed with a lot of cubism, and I don't know, and just whatever the canvas tells me to do, man.
So when you were younger, were you involved in graffiti at all, or was it always painting, like paintbrush?
Nah, never. I don't even use paintbrushes now. I don't I paint. But
Hold on. What do you mean you paint and you don't use paintbrushes?
I use blades and like squeegees and shit, but I don't really use brushes. Sometimes I use brush to do like an eye or something, but I don't really know how to use brushes. You feel me? That's when I first started painting. I started using blades because I felt like the style I was trying to do, that's kind of what ended up being my style. Like, it's not as stylized or like some classic style.
It's not really defined.
Because I don't know how to use brushes. So I feel like brushes, there's a lot of skill in there. You feel me? Like learned skill, like technique. So I felt like I didn't want to go through that learning curve. Being a designer for so long and being so good at that, it was kind of hard for me to try to start from scratch to try to express something artistic or creative, you know? So skip brushes.
So from graphic design to painting, do you use acrylic or?
I use acrylic mostly, but whatever I have, I feel like I can create with. You feel me?
Do you ever generate any of your how do you take us through the process of making your paintings? Do you use the computer? Do you do any drafts, graphic drafts?
I just, that's the thing, right? That's why none of my paintings have names. Like all of them are untitled because I don't feel like I don't really have an idea of what I'm doing when I'm doing it in a sense. Like it's like I'll just start adding paint, so I'll have basically an abstract piece of art, and then from there I'll just like keep staring at it and find images. And you remember that game, those magazines back when you were a kid? They had like a abstract image, and there was like two dots, and then you make your eyes like unfocus and make the two dots become one. And when you look at the image, you see a 3D image in it.
I remember that.
It's kind of the same
in the
process.
Newspapers?
Yeah, they used to have it everywhere. So it's like they used to have it in Mad magazines and stuff like that. So it's like it's kind of the same process where I'm looking at the abstract and I'm looking for images coming out of it, and then from there, the canvas basically tells me what to do. Bro. Straight up. So it's like I'm just.
Let me ask you something. The painting that's behind you, is that one of your works?
Yeah. That's something I'm working on right now.
Can you describe exactly what it is?
Well, alright. So basically, this painting is a painting I'm making for my aunt.
Okay, for your collection?
No, it's for my aunt.
Oh, for your aunt.
Yeah, it's
okay.
a gift. And
damn, how do I get a gift like that?
Nice.
Man, she's my mom. So basically,
I'm nobody. Okay, I feel.
She's my aunt, but she's my mom. So she's that's hard. You feel me? That's love. So if there's love there, you got one. Since you got one, dog. You got one at the crib. I gave it to him a long time.
Sorry. My name is DJ47, not SeaDev, Cedric. I don't know.
I got you.
I guess I didn't introduce myself. You know what I'm saying? So he may got one, but I ain't got one. You know.
I don't got one.
You know, I'm trying to move into this apartment building in the sky. You know, and I need some artwork, yo. But anyway, let's get back to that.
Yeah. Last time you was in Haiti, I gave you that painting. You were like, I'm gonna pick it up next time.
Oh, that's bullshit.
But yeah, that painting right there. So I've been working on it for not working on it. So let me rephrase that. I started it about a year ago, basically. But I haven't been working on it at all. So now that I'm here, I was in Haiti. Now that I'm here, I'm about to bring it to her. So I'm trying to finish it so I can bring it to her by the end of the weekend, maybe.
What kind of shows do you have?
What do you mean? Art shows?
Art shows.
Art shows, that's it.
I'm saying, do you usually have it with other people? Do you rather have them alone?
Well, I haven't had any solo shows yet.
You haven't had any
solo shows? No.
Is there a fear or?
No. I haven't had any curators come at me and tell me when to do a solo show.
That's the only way to have a solo show?
Unless I set it up, but that's. No, it's not that. It's just I'm trying to focus on my art. Like, it's gonna come, but not only that. Like, I feel like if the work is gonna speak for itself. If there's a collection there, if I haven't worked on a collection where I'm like, okay, this is like for a solo show ever. So it's shows also. You feel me? Like it's a bunch of pieces, but I had group shows, but I've had the show in LA, for example, was a collaborative show where the pieces were me and the artist and the photographer together. It wasn't his pieces and my pieces. You know, it was our pieces because the piece was a collaboration piece. So that's kind of as close as a solo shot.
I think I remember seeing that. You painted on it was a picture of a horse.
Well, there's a bunch of pictures. There was a picture of the guy on a bike. And the
And
guy
then
making.
You turned it into a horse.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was very nice.
What type of art do you tend go after? Like your type of painting? Do you have a type of signature painting that you're like emotion?
Not really. I have people I'm inspired by for sure, but I told you, man, when I start painting, man, I'm just in this zone where it's just coming out, and I really know it sounds crazy, but it's like at that point you're a vessel, man. Something's coming out of you that you have no idea.
Have you ever painted something with a direction of I'm gonna paint this portrait, and then it goes a different direction?
Dude, listen. When I first started, most of my paintings have like 10 paintings under them. I used to paint something, then paint right over it, then paint another one, then paint another right over the same thing. Like it would just keep morphing into different things. Like I've done that a couple of times. Or like I'm gonna paint this, and then I start doing it, and then it becomes something else.
What's the time frame? You said about 5 different paintings, so
it depends. It depends what you do. Like this, like I told you, like this painting I started a year ago.
A year?
Yeah, but I haven't worked on it at all. I've worked on it in the sense where I sat there with it, watching it, looking at it, looking for stuff, but I've been on it. I haven't put paint on it for like a year.
All right. So right now, is this painting done?
Nah, it's like maybe 75% done.
So if I say right now, I believe that it's done and I wanted to purchase it from you.
To go paint one like that, that's almost done. It's not done. I can't give it to you.
So you would not sell me that painting right now?
It's not done.
Well, he did say it was for his aunt.
No,
So
even if it wasn't for my aunt, I wouldn't sell it.
Oh, you wouldn't sell it until you felt like it was right.
Yeah, that's it. If once it's right, then I can sell it. If it's not right, it's not going anywhere. But most likely, you're not gonna see it if it's not right, anyways, before it's for sale.
Because from my point of view, I could, if you put a frame on it, it's beautiful.
See, so what I tell people when they come with that argument is this, right? So you can paint. It's not because you can sell it that you should sell it. Because what ends up happening is that you start selling paintings like that, but they have no soul. There's no, you can't really tell what it's about. There's nothing to feel. Somebody can be like, yeah, I really love it, but that's subjective. That's you with that money that feels that you love this. But there's nothing you're bringing to the culture or you're bringing to art with this piece. You're making money, and that piece is gonna come back and bite you in the ass in the future because your art there's nothing to say about your art. So it's not gonna live through the times.
How does a piece come back and bite you in the ass?
No, not the piece, but the action of selling it before it was done. It's like you're making a song, and then you're a rapper, you're making a song, and this is not done, and the label's like, yeah, this is done, and they drop it. Even if it makes a million, like it goes diamond, son, it's never gonna sit with you, bro. Never. It's never gonna sit with you. You're gonna be happy with the money.
No, it's not. Sometimes I think Nori on the what that hook. I forgot who produced the beat, but the producer was just like, yo, that's the hook, and he was like, yo, people gonna think I'm crazy, man. That ain't no hook. He was just like, yo, that's the hook.
That's insecurity. That's a difference. That's him insecure about something that's dope. This is not insecurity. Even if I know it's dope right there, I'm not feeling like it's
What if
done.
I'm telling you it's dope?
Oh, that's you, man. You don't even know what I'm doing, son. You have no idea. And if you even at that point where you're like, it's not done, I'll pay it. So you don't even understand art at all. You don't even deserve the painting, period.
I mean, at the same time, with art and music, I feel exactly what he's saying, because just because it's a hot record doesn't mean that it's gonna sit well with the person. Like, we could talk all about the Benjamins and all like that. The Lock still to this day says that's a whack ass beat and this and that. Yes, it did the success what it did, exactly. but as an artist, they're like, okay.
It all depends what you're creating for and what you're creating from.
So the artist is never wrong.
No. It depends what you're
creating. It's not the artist is never wrong. It's just the fact that that's their art, and in their mind they feel like it's not complete. It's not complete.
But when the masses get it and they love it, the masses, the people,
The masses don't know shit, man.
I know.
Who cares about the masses,
you're
bro?
supposed to have been known that.
If you're an artist or you're a creator, you care about the masses, then you're not. You shouldn't be creating. Bro.
Because at the end of the day, the masses love the most corniest record in the fucking world and shit like that. It's the most popping record, doesn't mean. And you be like, yo, how is this record so damn hot? It's because the freaking masses of the industry sold you that idea.
Dude,
just because it's a number one record doesn't mean. Go ahead.
You're a DJ, so you understand even this most.
No, it don't.
Listen. This is what happens, right? People even say that. Even Nicki Minaj said that when she went in the world. She was like, listen, people think that what they hear on the radio is good music. It's not. People think that they're so complex. You're not that complex. If you listen to a song 10 times, you're used to it, and you're more likely to even bump it because you're used to it. So if they play a song on the radio, doesn't mean it's a dope song. It might be a dope song, but if they play it enough, you get used to it and you even like start liking it, dog.
I can completely agree with you guys.
Right,
that
so why am I going to worry about people about the masses?
Okay, there's plenty of filler songs, plenty, but you cannot deny when a hit is a hit.
Of course.
And that is judged by the masses. If the masses, if every town is bumping the track, it's not because that they played it 10 times a day. They play plenty of songs 10 times a day. Yeah. It doesn't make it a hit. It doesn't make it a classic. Okay?
Won't make it a
and
classic.
some songs haven't even been on the radio.
Exactly.
And they're classics.
So let me ask you a question. How do you feel that somebody can come up to an artist, right? The artist just created something that there's no way you can even fathom creating that. And then you feel that your opinion should be valuable enough to say that I feel it's finished. Nigga, who cares how you feel,
it's
bro?
not just like, you. You're looking at it. You're looking at it.
Not me. I'm talking about me. Even me, if I'm looking at another artist's art, I might feel like, yo, this is done. If I was me, this would have been done. I would never tell them that. Because, dude, he's creating. I don't know where he's going to go with that.
I'm not talking about one single opinion. I'm talking about the opinion of the masses, dog.
Son, listen. Let me ask you a question. Would the masses come up with the math to come up to go to the moon? Would the masses thought that most likely that somebody like Basquiat is dirty and crazy? After he died, his genius becomes big. You have people like Einstein. You think Einstein was a dude that most people could be like, oh, this dude is Basquiat?
Hey, well, all fairness, the masses, not this term, but last term voted Trump to get in and like that. So the masses can be wrong from time to time.
That's a complete opinion.
The masses can be manipulated very easily.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? There's more ignorance than intelligence in this world.
It's like what's his name said the other day. Draymond Green said something where he was like everybody on the TV and the media was bashing him like he didn't just kill it with Steph and Clay. Like he wasn't part of those three guys. Like saying like, oh, he's done. So he called Kobe, and Kobe was like, listen, dog, if you worried about what the masses or the people think, you'll never be satisfied. Because most people, 98% of people in the world are comfortable being mediocre or comfortable being basic or comfortable with the way things are and don't have the imagination to even be able to think that things can be different. So when you're trying to be champion or you're trying to break ceilings, you're trying to do that, most people can't even understand how you're going to move. Most people are not going to... If everybody understands how you're moving, you ain't doing shit. You ain't doing nothing new. You ain't doing nothing groundbreaking. If everybody's like... Oh, everybody comes to your house and they see your stuff like, oh, Cedric, you're right. This crazy idea you got is gonna work. Then you ain't got nothing new.
That's completely true. I always believed that the man who created the telephone.
People are probably like, this nigga crazy.
You gotta be crazy to say that I want to have a conversation with you not being in the same room as me. You gotta be nuts that people's gonna think you're nuts.
Yeah, the genius and crazy is like a thin line, bro. Look at Kanye.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Kanye?
I love Kanye. Listen, Kanye got sneakers. When he dropped his shoe, when the prototype came out, on the chat lines I was on, it was like laughing. This guy is bugging. These shoes are never gonna be. All these guys now got like 4 or 5 Yeezys at $400 a pop.
What you know about the clothes?
The clothes?
Yeah, what you know about clothes?
Oh,
how did you feel? Hold on.
I love Kanye. Man.
How did you feel when you saw the Yeezys when you first saw them?
Oh, I thought they were dope. Yeah. I thought they were dope. Even after when I saw when I saw the prototype, being a designer myself, I'm not like the masses where I'm like, oh my god, this sneaker is ugly. I know it's a prototype. I know it's an idea.
Designer, what have you designed?
All kinds of stuff. I'm a graphic designer. But I design clothes, like this hat I designed. I got a brand I launched last year, but COVID kind of blocked everything up. So I decided to focus on the art more.
What's the name of the brand?
Native Tongue Exclusives. You can find it on Instagram at native Tongue Exclusives. I think it's native_tongue_ESCL.
What? Let me ask you something. I know that native tongue very well. What made you decide to name your brand native tongue?
Alright, so the plan was this. I was living out here, and then I wanted to open a sneaker store. I used to be a sneaker collector like crazy, and this was before all this new resellers, the wave about all these brands.
So what year was this around?
I want to say early 2000s.
2000.
Because
Okay.
I moved back to Haiti in 04, 05, and I moved back right when I was going to open the store. So that was around 2001, 2002, 2003.
Okay,
so
cool.
My boy had a store in South Beach called the Marty store.
All right.
And then my boy used to work there, so I used to always hang out there. This other Asian cat had this dope concept store there that was before its time in Miami, way before its time. Like the stuff they were selling there, people don't even know about. You feel me? So I used to collect kicks hard. So I was on threads, on blogs, on all that stuff. When Hype Beast was a thread, he wasn't even a
What's your
blogger.
favorite brand of kicks?
Oh, Nike, bro. Checks. Over stripes.
I feel you, check. You gotta check it out. Just
I
do
love
it.
Nike.
Just do it.
I love Nike. Nike's a very the whole way of doing things I love. You feel me?
Yeah.
And to that, I was trying to collect sneakers. I was collecting sneakers, and when I used to be talking about kicks, you be talking about tier 0 accounts, dead stocks. People that don't know be like, what are you guys talking? So it was like kind of a different language. So I wanted to open a sneaker store, like the stuff I was seeing in New York and Paris and all these places. I wanted to open one in Miami. So I was like, alright. So the name of the sneakers on the tongue. And then the second thing is my favorite era of hip hop. My favorite group is Tribe Called Quest.
That's what I was trying to see. I was trying to see.
I already know that's what
you know what I'm saying. Native.
So
okay.
the Native Tongue crew.
The native tongue. Who's in the native tongue crew?
Well, you got Africa Bambaataa first and foremost, and then you got the dude from De La Soul. You got
you don't got the dude from De La Soul. You got De La Soul.
Yeah, the dudes from De La Soul.
Oh, you said dudes. Okay, you said plural. You said plural.
Yeah, I said
plural.
Yeah. You know one of them is Haitian.
Yeah. They mention it all the time on the records.
So off bat. So when I was a kid, and the first time I heard
Jungle Brothers, don't forget Jungle Brothers, Queen Latifah, you know, Mona Lisa.
So that's
Money Love.
That's like people don't know that now, that name, but that's like paradigm shifting, culture shifting crew right there.
Yeah, Black Sheep, another one.
You feel me? Like when the first time I heard Fife go, I love him young black Puerto Rican and Haitian. I was like, what? You talking about Haitians? Like,
yo,
you feel me?
I must be drunk or high or something because, you know, 1 minute this guy is here and the next minute the guy is there.
You gotta stop that. Right?
No,
he's fine. He's not interrupting the conversation.
He's interrupting me.
He just confusing. Like I could have sworn I just saw him literally right there, and then boom, that I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man, fucking me up. Anyway, go back to your story, man.
So basically, that was the combination of name. Me loving that era of hip hop more than anything.
So you're basically representing it.
Exactly, to a certain extent, because I never wanted it to be them to feel like I'm trying to jack their shit.
No, I don't.
But to me, it was more about the sneakers. And it was like, me, I'm Haitian, I speak Creole, so that word native tongue has always been something I always hear. Like, what's your native tongue? Like, being Haitian, I speak Creole, I speak French. So that's all. In Miami has like people that speak Spanish, people that speak French. I know a whole bunch of different people here. That was in school in New York. There's like a melting pot there. There's a whole bunch of different languages. So native tongue to me is something that everybody could get. What that word means, because everybody has their own native tongue. So I saw a whole bunch of shit I could do with that, and I moved back to Haiti, though.
And I get it, and the sneakers got a tongue on it, so you know, there you go.
That's where the brand is and all that.
So you're a sneakerhead, right?
Hell yeah.
How many pair? What is the most pair of sneakers you had in your class?
Man, the most I ever had was about 140.
Good Lord. Yeah. Can you repeat that? I thought I heard 40, just 40.
140 though.
One blood clot 40.
Mind you, when I say 140, at one point I would have like 10 pairs of yellow Timbs.
Oh, what, the same
yellow Timbs. Jesus. They get
and mind you, they ain't no $40, $80. Timberland's like $135 a pair.
But we used to go get them in New York. So when you get in New York, you go hustle that in Jamaica, Queens. You can get them from like 90.
Oh, you get it from the Arabs and all?
You already know.
Yeah,
You've been up there. But I used to collect Nike SBs a lot. So I used to just have mad kicks, bro. Which is, to me now, it don't make no sense. Like, now, bike kicks, I wear them out till they die.
Yeah, I knew a girl that her and her husband, they got a room just for sneakers.
It's crazy though.
Yeah.
There's money in that
They
shit.
got married with their tuxedos and her wedding dress, and they all was wearing Jordans.
Dope.
I thought it was awesome because when they introduced the bridal shower, it was doing the starting five.
That's dope. Oh, I saw that shit on Instagram. He was like, tum, tum, ting, tum, ting, tum, tum. Everybody was running like he was like starting like a basketball team.
Well, I don't know if it's a recent, because I'm talking about a cousin of mine. He got married a couple of years ago. And it was Haitian. It's a Haitian.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's ill.
Yeah. They sneakerheads and all like that.
Dude,
yeah.
my cousin is a Star Wars head, and at his wedding, I was a groomsman. We all had Star Wars helmets, Stormtrooper helmets.
Let's see if I can get him on the phone as you keep talking and shit.
Yo,
talking about
his girl was cool with that shit too, man. And I was like, yo, you married the right one, because she let him wear that shit in the wedding. She put a helmet on and everything.
Yeah, but they both are sneakerheads, so that's why they both wore it and like that.
Yeah, but that's not, if you're a sneakerhead, if your girl doesn't understand that, she's gonna leave you. Because you're spending bread on kicks.
On shoes.
But you can sell them though. Yo, son, I was showing Nico those sneakers for like 65 grand on StockX.
65 grand?
Yeah, ask Nico though. $65,000.
I ain't buying no damn sneaker for no $65,000.
That's you. You ain't got $65,000 to spend on those sneakers, son. But some niggas do.
How long you been painting for?
I want to say maybe 7 years, 8 years. 7, 8 years, yeah, about 7, 8 years.
So how did you wake up and said, listen, I'm gonna start painting?
Nah, it wasn't like that, man. It was just like I couldn't sleep. I was like, I didn't like what I was doing at work, so I would paint in the middle of the night all the time. Mind you, first of all, at Nico's house, he was trying to get me to paint. So I get to his house one day, he got like mad canvas, and this nigga's painting too. So I was like, fuck it, I started painting. And then from there, I was like, oh, this is fun. Yeah, I remember doing this when I was a kid. This is dope. And then from then on, every night I started painting, like just to do something creative where I didn't feel like I was helping people I didn't feel like helping.
When did you feel like you could start selling the work?
Oh, it was a while. I painted for at least 2 or 3 years before I sold anything.
And were you trying to sell one or?
No. But I feel like listen, as a designer, it's like I was good at it because I respect the craft. And you gotta respect the craft. And respecting the craft means that you gotta understand there's a learning curve to it. And even though people were telling me, I love this, let me buy it, I was like, listen, I need this emotional maturity I need to develop when I'm creating my art, where y'all opinion don't matter and where y'all really don't matter. So if I start selling it now, then that's gonna be part of like my communion with the art. It's gonna be having all this other influence coming into it. I need to be confident in it enough to be putting it out there, because dude, when you put your art out there, that's just intimate as shit, and it's very personal.
So
because you're creating from inside. Also, it depends where you're creating from. That matters also. Why you're creating for. That matters a lot about the perspective of what I'm saying.
Well, I was gonna ask you that, like, when you started. First of all, I got 2 questions. But one is, when you started painting, were you going after the money? Was it like, I'm
Never.
painting? No, right? So, what do you want people to get out of your painting?
All right, so I'm gonna tell you this little story. I went to Trinidad to represent Haiti in this Caribbean festival.
Yeah.
And when we got there, we went to meet this Trinidadian artist named Leroy Clark, and he's like 98 years old cat. So we went to his house in the mountains. This dude's like a legend in Trinidad, and he got like a museum at his crib. So we went to go talk to him, and he was like, and this is why I bite this from him basically. He was like, I don't create art to decorate people's homes. He said, I decorate art to intercept your brain and make you stop for a second and think.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, I create art and I don't name it because of that. I want you to see it and be like, what the fuck is that? And then from there, you're gonna derive shit from your programming, from your upbringing, from your shit, and then you're gonna put it in the painting, because I don't give you any information.
Yeah,
so all I give you is this, and then at that point, whatever you think it is as valuable as me.
But do you have a name for it?
No, none of
no,
all
you
my
said
songs are always
no,
untitled.
you say he doesn't name them.
They're all untitled.
They're all entitled because you choose not to title them. But then while you're painting, you don't, like, for instance, see a person, because I see a lot of your paintings have characters.
No, they're all. You might see a person. You see a person. Other people say, "Oh, I see a spirit." Other people say, "I see this. I see a statue."
But what do you see when you see your paintings?
It doesn't matter though. Why do you? What does it matter? I
It's
see
called
whatever. I see a person.
Interview.
I feel you, but that's my answer. Does it really matter?
Yes, it matters. They want to know.
For me, it's more important what you see, because what I see says a lot about me. What you see says a lot about you.
So you're trying to hide yourself by not giving the answer.
I'm trying to reveal you.
Oh, I mean, that was, listen, I mean, that was a wicked answer. Just like the whole deserted island thing, because he just said, I paint for you to see yourself, to learn more about yourself through my fucking paintings,
that's
man.
It, because that's what
that
I
was a hard answer right
exactly.
there. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that with my music. I'm gonna do a song called Untitled and say whatever you.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
Do you think it's a gift and a curse?
Not at all. It's a gift. I don't believe in curses, bro. Cursive is like looking at.
Well, I mean good and bad. When I say gifts, I mean good and bad.
All that is looking
the
at
yin
it
and
with
the
judgment.
yang.
It's looking at it with judgment.
All right.
Well, it's just not going your way. Doesn't mean your way was the right way because you have no idea. You feel me? So when you say something's bad, it's because it didn't go your way.
Where you get your inspiration from? Where do you get this positivity from?
Man, listen. I said I didn't have that positivity forever, though.
Yeah,
I never had it before. I had it, but I wasn't tapped into it. So recently, I went through some shit, and I went through a lot of shit through like growing and stuff. And right now, I just feel positive as shit. I feel so happy, my nigga.
What you went through?
Man, all kinds of shit in life, bro. Dealing with shit from life. All of us got that shit. We just don't deal with it. From when you were a kid, from trauma, all kinds of shit.
Yeah, but
you don't even
I think what SeaDev is trying to get at is what have you gone through that you can probably maybe inspire someone else who's probably going through the same thing right this moment, and they're in a negative place.
I've been. Listen,
how do you get positive from your negative ways?
My life has been very attached to death. In the sense that ever since I was a kid, man, I've been around that shit, though. My parents died, like, in the same year, like a month apart.
What do you mean your parents? Both of them?
Yeah, both of them died the same year, like a month apart. My dad died in January, my mom died in March. So it was like, after that, the earthquake, my grandparents died together. In the earthquake, I seen so much death in that shit, dog. There was so many dead people. And then just people I knew, like, I started, like, I know a lot. Which been around me a lot, you know?
Which earthquake, in Haiti?
Yeah.
What year was that again?
2010.
Damn, you saw a lot of deaths.
Where were you during the earthquake?
I was at the studio, bro. Remember the studio we had down there? I was at the studio and then that shit happened. That shit was crazy.
Walk me through that real quick.
Man.
Nah, too much?
Nah, it's cool, Listen, that shit was... I don't even know how to explain it.
You were inside the studio?
Yeah, I was in the office.
Sitting down, chilling?
I was video chatting with my girl in Paris. But listen, son, so I'm talking to her and I'm like, yo, there's a truck coming here. It sounds so loud. It sounds like an earthquake. I never been in an earthquake, but it was just like, you could hear that shit coming, son. Like a monster. You hear it coming. Nothing's shaking yet. And then all of a sudden, though, everything started shaking like, man, you hear when you shake a Lego box? That sound like, yeah. That's how it sounded, though. Like everything is shaking. Like there was a tree out the window. That shit was literally like passing by. Like it made no sense. It was bananas, though. But we didn't know it was everywhere. You feel me? So once it happened, we step out. We're like, yo, you felt that shit? We're like, yo, that shit was crazy. And this dude comes driving into the neighborhood like crazy. We almost jumped his ass. We're like, yo, son, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, yo, no. We're like, yo, this is bugging. And then we like, all right, so my boy's dad calls and he's like, yo, there was an earthquake. And we're like, what? So we start walking up Delma, which is like a main road that goes up to like Pétionville and stuff. And then from there, we started seeing buildings down. And then people started coming out the woodwork, like busted heads, arms cut off, all kinds of shit. Like a scary movie, bro. Like, praying and shit. He was like apocalypse, bro. It was bananas.
How long did the earthquake last?
Oh, I don't even remember. It was long as hell. It was mad long, bro. It was bananas. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Let me ask you, did you paint anything during that period?
Nah, I wasn't painting back then. I didn't paint yet back then.
You weren't painting?
Was I painting in 2010, Nico? Nah, I wasn't painting yet.
Yo, that's how so deep that he is.
Yeah.
Not only does he untitle his art, he doesn't even know when he's painting. He got to go ask the next person. Here, what year was I started painting?
Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's beyond me, bro. That's why I don't name them shits. It's beyond me. I would feel pretentious trying to name it something deep.
And any artists you look up to or you aspire to?
Oh hell yeah, a lot of them. There's a lot. There's so many, man. So many to name. Of course, Basquiat, Picasso. You see the influences in my art. A lot of Haitian artists also. There's Matisse as a French artist also. There's Haitian artists, bro. I could start naming them.
You better look up to me, motherfucker.
Well, I think he does. Honest to God, I think he does because he did big up Nico and all like that. He did say that earlier on in the interview.
He was in there. That's how he do. That's how he do.
The guy who yelling in the background, don't worry, the picture is right here. Here's his picture right here.
That's it. But yeah, man. So the earth, that shit was bananas, though. I seen so many dead people, bro. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. And then the thing is that now, like 10 years later, and it's still not rebuilt. It's the same shit. So you got kids that's like, all they know is post-earthquake Haiti. I mean, all they know is post-earthquake Haiti. Yeah, there's no national palace. That's just bananas, though. That's just bananas.
So they're still recovering from 2010?
Well, they're not recovering. They already adapted to what's going on right now. Like they're recovering when he got robbed. You feel me?
Damn, so the earthquake was 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Damn.
Time flies, baby.
It felt like yesterday.
I'm saying it sounds like yesterday because nothing was done. So there was nothing else eventful past that. So it feels like it was yesterday. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's it. If they did anything else that was big, they would have been like, yo, the earthquake was a long time ago because this was 5 years ago, this was 3 years ago, this was 2 years ago. But the last thing that was ever eventful was destruction and there was no rebuild.
So, damn, so you started painting after
the earthquake. Yeah.
Did the earthquake have any inspiration of you painting?
I don't think it had inspiration, but it definitely had an effect. Not something that I'm conscious of that I could basically put my finger on, but it definitely made me feel a lot more. Yeah. And I guess through that, I didn't feel like I saw all the destruction and then see how much money was being spent in my job on things that should be helping. You feel me? And I was like, yo, I don't want to be part of this.
So what was your last job before you said, screw it, I'm gonna be a painter and I'm gonna live off that?
At that time, bro, I was creative director at an ad agency and I had the contract they had was like all the big companies down there in Haiti. I was head of design for most or everything.
So you gave that up for art?
Hell yeah, man. I gave it a lot for. I was broke for a minute telling no to contracts that I felt was wrong, and I needed the money. Like my mortgage is up. Yeah. And I'm like, this. I'm not gonna help y'all niggas rob this country, though. My talent, I feel like, dude, life has been not easy. Like you see all the death I told you, but as far as my career wise, it's been easy. It's not that I didn't put in work. I put in a lot of work, but it never felt like work because I enjoyed it so much.
Oh, yeah. Why was it so easy?
All right, hold on.
I don't know, because I feel maybe it's a gift. Maybe it's like I'm channeling something that's greater than me.
I got a two-part question.
For me, I couldn't use something that felt that was that deep. Make these people, I know their intentions are not in the right place. Now I don't want to empower them with my gift. You feel me? I don't want to do that anymore.
So you're basically saying it's a calling.
Something like that, though. If that's what we want to call it, something like that, I guess. But dude, it was hard. I got contracts for stuff. I was like, nah, my mortgage is up. And I'm broke, but this is big money, and I'm like, I know you guys are using my talent so we can hustle the nation, bro. Like, I can't, my nigga.
The true statement of a starving artist, yo.
Exactly. Fuck it. I'd rather stay starving. Listen, I didn't die. Did you die? But did you die? I've been broke. It's not that bad.
That's what I was
I'd
about
rather
to
be
get
broke. I'd rather be broke than have bread in my conscience ain't clear.
Oh, that's a good statement.
Straight up. I'd rather be broke. You don't die. I eat peanut butter and...
Where have you had shows?
Huh?
Where have you had shows?
Well, of course, my native Haiti, always representing and supporting me. And I had a show in LA in 2018 or was it 19?
Last year was 19.
It was 2018. I had a show in LA, and I had a show in Trinidad. So that's the 2 international shows I had. Besides that, everything. Well, Miami, of course, and that's about it.
Where in Miami?
Well, we had the first show I had was my homegirl Cecilia, the Bubblegum Gang. Big up to her. She had the first show and she invited me, and it was at Prince Giants in Little Haiti. And then after that, I had another show out here at the Mocha. At the Museum of Contemporary Arts in North Miami.
Are you going to be part of it?
It wasn't a show. It was more a panel discussion on African diaspora art.
Okay, that's what's up. Are you going to be part of the Art Basel next month?
Well, is it going on this month?
Well, Art Basel itself.
Well, Art Basel itself, no. Art Basel itself is
the
something
streets
different.
is going to be lit up.
But whatever's going on, if this show is going on, I'm definitely going to be part of something. I'm going to get myself into something. I'm definitely that. But as far as Basel itself, Basel is something different, you know, like, but Art Week, I'm sure there's going to be, if there's something going on, I'm sure we're going to do something.
Well, if you're saying it's something different, what is Art Basel to you?
Well, Basel is at the convention center, and it's a specific event where all these big galleries come and sell art tax-free to big people and stuff, and people with big bread. Let me not say big people, let me just say people with big bread. You feel me? So that's Art Basel.
Yeah, but what is it to you?
Name of bread. But then there's Art Basel became what it is in Miami now, which is Miami Art Week, basically, where everybody got into it. Art Month, basically. Everybody got on the hustle, and Miami's a very creative city, being that it has so many immigrants in it. You feel me? People with big culture. So there's a lot of art out here.
Well, that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to get out of you. Like, what does it mean to you? Are you happy that art is becoming commercial, or did you want it to stay?
Oh, listen, it's like music, right? Which is art itself.
Yeah.
Once it became democratic, let's say, with all the internet and stuff, where like people could post their own shit, starting with Napster and all that. What happened with the revolution in music is happening in the art industry also.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, for example, when you have artists like Jay-Z that talk about Basquiat, and then now it's in the mainstream, then people are into art, they find out about Basquiat. Oh, you know what? I like art. And then next thing you know, art is getting bigger.
Well,
bigger,
the difference, unless you can tell me otherwise, the difference between music art and painting art is music art lost a lot of financing because it became free, while art is like, isn't it still like priceless in a way, like you could sell for millions of dollars?
The commodities are different, right? It's just like music and art they're different, but they're very similar also. I just realized that as I was
I mean, they are similar. I'm just talking about when it comes to financing wise, it's not. I mean, they figured it out.
If you own a Basquiat, right?
Yeah.
And it's worth $2.1 million, you can go to the bank and borrow money. You can borrow $2 million off that painting, and that painting stays in your house. People don't know that. It's one of the only commodities that can do that. You feel me? If you own a piece of art that's worth a lot of money and you can get it notarized that this is how much it's worth, you can go to the bank and borrow the worth of that painting in cash. People don't know that. That's why people that are like big investors invest in art. Because art is a commodity that you can borrow money off of it and it stays in your crib.
Do you got any art that's well, maybe not worth?
I ain't there yet.
I'm not saying worth that, but you got any art that you feel like it's?
Well, I'm getting there, but right now you can get like a good, maybe sometimes you can get a 10K.
I mean, in your home, have you bought an art that's is pretty up there?
Me personally, bought art?
Yeah.
I've never bought art.
You bought.
So you
other people's art?
Yeah.
But I'll buy most likely like photography from another artist more than art. I'll appreciate the art. I'll be like in love with it. But as far as hanging it in my house, it's very difficult for me to find something on here. I'll probably buy a painting off the side of the street in Haiti and hang that in my house.
What do you have?
More likely.
What do you have hung in your house?
Right now, my shit.
Just all your shit?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
It's not a choice like I want to own my shit in my house. I mean, once I got bread, I'm gonna cop stuff. But I ain't got art. I can't even buy my art, nigga.
For me, I only got my father's art, and now I'm starting to put up my own pieces. But I ain't putting up.
Dude, I can't even buy my art, bro. I told a guy.
I couldn't see myself putting up nobody else's pieces in my house.
This dude came to do some work at my house the other day, and then they took one of my paintings, which is in a plank of wood, and used it as a stepper so they can work. Son,
He didn't know no better. Leave him alone.
I know. I was cool about it. I was just like, yo, son, listen. I can't even buy this painting that you fucked up, bro. I can't buy it. I can't afford it, son. I ain't got money like that.
You're saying you can't afford your own art?
Of course not, nigga. You crazy?
That's funny.
Nigga, art is luxury buying, nigga. If I got that kind of bread, I'm not gonna buy art with it. I'm gonna invest in this. I ain't got money like that. If your art is luxury, you don't need it.
So right now, are you living off your art?
Yeah. I'm living off my art. Or in design.
And design.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I still do it. But I'm very selective for who I work for, and I don't advertise, and like I'm very
word of
selective
mouth,
who I
and
work
you've
for.
been good.
Yeah.
Mortgage payments on time.
Yeah.
On the grind.
Grind.
That's my nigga, man. That's my nigga.
So you were talking about you were doing clothes design and how that coming along.
Man, the pop-up was dope. We had a pop-up in the design district. My boy Bachelor, shout out to Bachelor. He has a brand called
Batch.
I mean, he has a brand. What's his brand called? BIVD, and he's doing great things, man. He's a very creative kid, doing music, doing all kinds of stuff. So he had a pop-up, and he had the open-mindedness to be like, you know what? I got this pop-up. Let me invite other artists to do stuff here. Which is extremely unselfish, which is extremely rare in the times we're living in today. Most people are like, yo, you gotta pay me to be in my store. I'm paying this. He was like, you know what? As long as the collective is winning, I'm winning. And that's the truth. Yeah. As long as the collective is winning, you're gonna win.
Of course.
You feel me? That's just the way it
it's
is.
that teamwork and like that, you know what I'm saying?
People don't get that.
Let me ask you something. For people who may not know what a pop-up store is, including myself, can you explain to us what exactly that is?
So basically what he did, he rented a empty spot where a store was supposed to be for a short period of time. For like basically it was right before our Basel.
Yeah.
So he had it open during Basel. So it was open for 2 weeks before Basel and during the week during Basel. So he rented it for that time. And during that time the store is open there, and then we do some promo, we invited other artists. And it was really a community based punk rock vibe, skater vibe in the sense that it was like us doing our shit. Advertising, not doing a lot of like mass marketing, but just word of mouth to creators, to basically if you got good energy, you can do some shit like that.
Word of mouth.
Because people fuck with you, they're like, yo, I fuck with said, like, said he's doing something, I'm gonna tell this nigga, yo, my boy dude said you gotta come, you know what I mean? And,
are you planning on doing more of those?
Of course, but what ended up happening, we did that shit in last December, right before COVID. So all the plans we had to go to Canada for 420, to do all these other pop-ups and shit like that, everything kind of stalled. You feel me? And for me, it was like, you know how COVID was. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on. So for me, it was like, all right, so I need to figure out what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna move.
So what are the?
So I was like, let me do art, because this is what I know.
What are the ingredients you need in order to start up a pop-up spot?
Man, first you need to know that you got people. If you ain't got people, don't try that shit. Straight up, you gotta know people, or else you got bread to pay PR. But you gotta know people or know somebody that know people. At the end of the day, you wanna do a pop-up, first thing, act good and give it forward to people, and then it's gonna come back to you when you do that shit. That's all I can tell you. Besides that, I don't know nothing else. I mean, there's websites for that shit though. You can Google that shit. It's like you know how they have like Airbnb? There's Airbnb for pop-ups.
Oh, really?
Yeah, straight up. There's
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
It's not called Airbnb, but it's the same shit.
Yeah, so you can basically
all over the
Google,
world. Anywhere.
Yeah,
anywhere. So you can get a spot like in New York or like down in Wynwood for like $2,500 for 3 weeks. Now you might be like, oh, that's a lot. You feel me? It's not even.
That's not a lot. $2,500 for 3 weeks.
Some people might like it's a lot. Some people might think it's a lot. But if you're selling something, it's an investment. You feel me?
Puff pass.
My bad.
So, during COVID, what have you been doing though? Since your plans got canceled, did you turn creative?
I've been grateful, bro, that I can have COVID in Haiti, where it's not like here. It's totally different. It's like Wakanda right now in that sense. Not about the political shit or the
It's
other
like Wakanda
social
where?
problems. In Haiti, man. Like,
man.
when it comes to COVID, my nigga.
Haiti got some problems.
So everywhere got problems, my nigga.
How long you gonna be in town for?
To December.
Do you have any shows coming up?
Nah. I'm supposed to go to the West Coast to go try to work on a mural at this spot, and then I'm supposed to come back here. I have shows in Haiti planned, but not out here. Actually I do, but it's like online. It's not really a show in Miami, but it's with a curator out here.
I hear your last show was a success.
Oh hell yeah, we had a dope show at a gallery in Haiti the other day. It was real dope. We had a really good turnout. And big ups to We Are The Studio, the guys from We Are The Studio, at We Are The Studio on Instagram. You can follow them. There's some young cats, Sidney Vorb and Yannick Barreau, who are doing a really good job at trying to push Haitian art in the forefront in the mainstream, worldwide and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's part of the collective, you feel me? Like, there's a lot of people now that kind of like are tapping into knowing that, man, you know, we got a voice, we got power, we can make moves. I mean, like, there's no globe now. There's a globe now. There's no countries anymore. There's no borders. There's the internet.
Yeah,
you feel
that's
me?
true.
Like,
That's
you're
true.
opening a gallery right now. Where's your gallery? Nigga, it's all over the world, bro. It's online.
And you can interact with people.
And then you can do pop-ups everywhere in the world, bro. You can jump. I can go do a show. Say I got a bunch of artists right now. If I got enough followers in London that like this shit, I can fly to London and bring this art in my bag. When I get there, I stretch it myself and then go to the spot and do a show. Somebody can do that. I'm not gonna do that because I'm paying. But
yeah, all you gotta do is find that community. Because my cousin, who's a gamer, and he moved to North Dakota and like that, and then I went over there to visit him. He had mad friends because he found the community of
Listen, this is what mankind does from the get. This is what we do as human beings. That when you're in a place and there's not enough resources for you to eat and feed yours, you fucking move and you go somewhere else. Now in the world, there's borders, there's passports. Now you can't do that. You stuck where you at if there's no resources because you ain't got a fucking visa or some shit. That's bullshit. But now there's the internet and it kind of gives you a way out to a certain extent to certain people. There's still people that are so marginalized. There's nothing they can fucking do about their situation but fucking die.
Damn.
It is what it is, my nigga. Sub-Saharan Africa, there's all kinds of fucking places where it's fucked up. But Haiti's Wakanda though.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. You know, at the end of the day, the end goal of everything, right? Where would you like to see your painting?
Man, listen.
What do you mean? Like, where would you like to see it? Like,
Yeah. What's the end goal? What's the end goal for it?
Alright, there's two sides of it, right?
yo.
I'm spending time doing this, right? So it's as far as an artist side, to me, I'm painting that's my salvation, bro. That gives me peace. That's my salvation, bro. So I paint. I don't have when I'm painting, there's no goal. I want to get there. I want to do this. I'm painting. It gives me peace. It brings me happiness. I'm good.
So
now, but I'm not painting 24/7, but I am spending a lot of time doing it. And in the world we live in, time is money. So if I'm spending time doing something, when I'm not doing it, I gotta strategize how these moves when I'm painting, where am I gonna go with it so I can be comfortable.
All right, right now let me just
You feel
stop
me?
you.
So
let me just stop you real quick. How do you feel about an artist being a businessman also? Because I think that's what.
If you got those two skills, big up to you, my nigga. That's what it is.
Do you think that's a skill that most artists have?
Most likely not.
I think great artists have horrible.
Well, listen.
Well, I mean, you also got to remember.
If you're an artist, you shouldn't be worried about that. You shouldn't be worrying about that at all, or else you can't create. You can't really create honestly.
That's the God honest truth, because at the end of the day, you know, Jordan was shooting 300 shots in the bucket to be the greatest basketball player. He's lucky enough that he has the team behind him to be the businessman, and then he'll pick up little things here and there. So when he did retire, he was smart enough to do whatever.
You see what you're saying right now? That's exactly. I had my boy, that bachelor, for example. He asked me, "Yo, what's your superpower?" Whatever. I was like, "Listen, man, I don't have one." He was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Listen, was like, your art, whatever.
Well, that's not true. You do got a superpower,
listen.
but go ahead.
But let me tell you how I explained it to him. I was like, if I got any superpower myself, it's my awareness.
Okay.
It's not my painting. It's nothing. Listen, there's kids begging for food and money in Haiti that might have more talent than me, Picasso, Caravaggio, everybody put together. But I was fortunate enough and lucky enough, and I'm eternally grateful for this, to have met people that made me have the confidence to be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna be a painter, or like built me the way I was, or like that. I met these people. I got inspired by this. I read this book. I got to see this movie. I got to travel as a kid. I had family that were like basically worldly people. My grandfather was a teacher in Africa.
You're privileged in a way.
Exactly. It's a privilege, my nigga. Listen. You went to school. You're privileged. You feel me? So I look at everything like that. So I'm eternally grateful for that.
So
you feel me? So if I'm anything, I'm happy for the awareness that I was able to grasp these lessons and actually grow from them. So if I have a superpower, that's what it is. It's not my art.
Well, so you know that there's people out there who may or may not be as good as you or better, whatever the case is.
Well, that's judgmental too, right? What's better?
Well, yeah, I know. But what I'm trying to say is, if you know they're out there and they don't have that same luxury that you have, what do? Do you go and you grab them up?
Listen, you could find a dude that's talented right now and he's in a bad situation, and then you decide, I'm gonna help him out, right?
But I'm asking, what do you do?
Listen. You could try to do something like that, right? You put this dude in the crib, you try to help him out. You can't help him unless he's ready to help himself.
I completely agree.
You feel me? So my thing is this: there's no like plan to like, okay, I'm gonna go save all these people. But you know what? I lead with love every day. I'm at a service to the people, to everybody. I feel like I love everybody. If I don't like you, I love you. It's unconditional love, real love. It's not like, oh, I love you because when we lay at bed it's good, or because this or that. Nah, it's unconditional love. Whether I like you or not, I have love for everybody. You feel me? So I try to lead that way, and that currency, dog, is everything. You feel me? So I don't know. That's just the way I see it. So I don't know, man.
You're a good politician.
He should be. He might.
You just worked around the question I asked. You know, like that.
Ask it again.
No, I was just saying that.
Talking about politics. Hold on.
What was the question again, though?
Would you help? Because you know there's other people who's misfortune. Would you try to help them to become successful?
But your cup got to be full to help others.
I know. I completely agree. I didn't.
And then Jay-Z say, "Can't help the poor if you one of them."
Yeah. I completely agree.
I can't even afford my art.
Yeah.
Can't help anybody yet.
I like that line though.
You're on the come up.
I like that line. I can't afford my art.
Best believe, if I got bread, and bread creates change, I'm a change shit.
That's the answer that I was looking for.
Oh, for sure, bro. Come on, man.
But I do like that.
Nation,
I do like that line. I can't afford my art, yo. That's a wicked line right there.
I agree.
I wish I could afford that shit.
Nigga said, I wish I could afford that shit. What you mean, man? You had a successful show. Don't be acting all starving artist still, dog. You ain't no
what do you
starving
mean?
artist.
I got bread. I got bills. Son. I'm tapping my bills. I can't pay your art.
But that's part of the hustle, baby. Your bills is paid. And you got some money in your pocket, and you going to LA. Don't listen to this man
to
for
get me robbed or kidnapped, nigga.
Well, how does it feel to get paid for something that you made for your passion?
Oh, it's great, dog. It's like you don't have to work a day in your life.
Well, I mean, you're still working. It's just that, in your eyes, it's not considered work.
I feel like, listen, put it like this. I ain't got bread like that, but I doubt there's a millionaire that lives how I live.
Okay, let me get some gunshots for that. You ain't lying.
I ain't lying.
I said you are not lying. You ain't lying. You chilling.
These niggas waking up talking about they got overhead and shit. I ain't got no overhead. I wake up when I want. I chill. I decide what I want. During COVID, I learned logic. Started making I'm making beats and shit.
If you weren't painting, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
If I wasn't painting?
Yeah, if you were not painting, what do you think you'd be doing, profession-wise?
Clothes, designing clothes and shit, maybe sneakers, stuff like that. I love that stuff.
You were talking about how you were learning logic during this whole pandemic.
Yeah, man.
What else have you learned?
During the pandemic?
Yeah.
Meaning, in what sense? You talking about skill-wise?
Skill-wise, and what have you learned from all this?
Man, listen. What I learned from all this, skill-wise, I learned logic. I've been taking ceramics lessons. I've been what else? What else did I start doing? I started drawing a lot more. Been working on a piece to go do a graffiti piece. So been doing a lot of creative stuff, man. Creativity is like, listen, that's another thing why I'm eternally grateful for, bro, is that I'm a creative. So it's like I can create shit, dog. People are not creative. I was just thinking like, damn, during COVID, if you're stuck at home, my nigga, and you can't I can create shit, dog. I can just decide I want this, I can create it, dog. You know what I mean?
So you didn't binge watch anything on Netflix and all like that? You were too busy to be creative?
To tell you the truth,
yeah.
During the whole COVID shit, it didn't really change a lot in my routine because I'm the kind of person, I'm at home. I work from home anyways,
yeah.
So I'm always at home anyways. So it didn't really change any of my routine, really. Good. So it was like, and plus in Haiti, it's not the same shit at all. It's not killing people here in Haiti as much.
Yeah, and
Haitians wore masks. Everybody was wearing their masks. Everybody was. You couldn't go nowhere where they wouldn't spray your ass and shit. Like Haitians don't play. You give a Haitian security, you tell him nobody gets in here unless you take his temperature and you spray his head with fucking bleach. Son, he is in his bowl. He is happy, son. This is his his dream. I mean, he's not letting nobody cross this line to come in the store without taking your temperature and you wearing a mask and he's spraying you down.
All right, let me ask you this about because you don't like explain this shit. Like he said, you like a politician beating around. You got another name that you use when you sign your work. You don't sign on.
No, I don't sign my name Xavier. I sign it Samzi.
What is that name about?
Well, it's different shit, dog. It's like. Just like my art, whoa. I don't like to explain it really, just so that people can get whatever it is. So that some people say it means what am I saying?
All right, what does
that works?
What does Samzi
mind you?
What does Samzi mean?
What do you mean, Samzi? It means Saturday. Samzi, that's what it means. Also, right. if you cut it up, Samzi means what am I? What did I say? It also means that. And there's also in Haitian culture. There's Bao Samti and Voodoo also, which is a very strong influence also. I know that's what you're trying to get to.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Clearly.
So what does that have to do? Does that have anything to do? Some people might not understand who Bao Samti is. Can you?
Bao Samti is in American Western culture, whatever it would be. He would be the Ripper basically, right? He would be Jack the Ripper and shit. And he's in Haitian voodoo, he's a different character though. His personality is kind of different. And yeah. And then he's like, yeah, and he's so he's not he's the Ripper, so he's the guardian of the gates of if you're gonna die or not, right? So he's the first in the cemetery in Haiti. The first person they bury in that place becomes the bound of the cemetery. So they put a cross there, and then people go and put money, give different things that he likes, alcohol, peanuts, stuff that he likes. They give offerings. He likes peanuts. He's a personality. He's a person, bro. He's a spirit, but he has a whole character. He's a whole. When I say character, not a character like a cartoon, but character he has a whole personality. He likes peanuts.
He's basically
you
people
like
know
peanuts, nigga?
Yeah, but I know in the afterlife, nigga, don't bring me no peanuts.
He likes peanuts, he likes alcohol, he likes women, he likes to party. He's like that nigga.
That kind of sound like you though.
That sound like you too, my nigga. What you talking about? That sound like everybody at the end of the day. I mean, and he's a Guede.
What's Guede?
Man, dude, you know what? I don't want to get too much into it.
There's
the reason why. The reason I don't want to get too much into it and say anything is because it's something I truly respect, and I don't know enough about it to put something out to the world that this is what Guede is. You feel me? I can't really explain what it is because I don't know enough about it to be able to be like, oh, this is what it is, and let the world know this is what it is. No.
All right, can we?
My shit's gonna be off.
Check it out. Can we call somebody?
Oh, y'all can call people if y'all want, but I think you should just.
Oh, it's kind of late.
It's kind of late. It's kind of late. But
good excuse.
But if you Google it, you'll find mad answers on Google. Google will tell you. White people know what it is. Straight up.
Look up Guede. How do you spell it?
Gede.
Guede.
Yeah, man. You see, Kanye came to Haiti. You think he came to Haiti just like that? You don't think he had a ceremony done and all that shit? Alright, nigga. You're naive if you don't think that.
What kind of
I heard.
What kind of ceremony?
Some ceremonies to get power, to get whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
I heard he wanted to go get some voodoo taken off of him and put
probably put some shit on him. He probably tried to put some shit on him, not take off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, meaning to say, the rumors are spreading wild about that.
Listen.
Go Kanye, it's your birthday.
Those are
Go
roots.
Kanye.
Those are roots, my nigga. These are roots. These are religions that were there before all this shit that we think is so big, like in the internet and all that. This shit's been there for years. There's people in Haiti and Peristilles, which are basically Haitian places of worship where they practice voodoo, where they'll sing songs that they say they're speaking in tongue, but when the king of Benin, which is a country where voodoo is their national religion, they're Arubas, and then they come to Haiti and he understands it, what they're saying. I mean, there's no book, there's no Bible in the contrary to Christianity, where there's a Bible or any other religion where there's an actual book. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, there's no book for this religion, yet it still has parts of it that come from Africa from before slavery, bro. You feel me? So that's why Haiti's such a different country from everywhere else. And that's why us as Haitians,
that's a question
we're very
I was
different
ask.
from other black people in general.
So you're pretty well knowledge about Haiti, right?
I feel I'm knowledge enough. That not enough, like I don't need to learn more, but I feel like I'm knowledge enough to be able to.
Well, okay. Well, let me ask you a question. I mean, either you know it or you don't. Haiti is the first free country. Am I right? I mean, I don't know.
Well, put it like this. It is. You can say it's the first free black republic.
Yeah.
But it's not the first free black people, because before slavery, black people were free, and then they had kingdoms. They had kingdoms. You feel me? So yes, it is the first flag black republic. But what's a republic to a kingdom? You feel me?
No, I completely agree. Maybe I said it incorrectly, but it's just I'm trying to find out when they were the first free country, what happened that now it became, you know, some may say a shithole country, things like that.
See, that's the thing, right? It's not a shithole country.
All right, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. People are saying.
Yeah,
I don't need to edit that out. People say it.
Listen. People say that.
Right?
People say that shit.
People say
the president said
Only
that shit.
only
So
one
clearly
person
people
said
say that.
No,
shit.
that's not true at all. That's not true.
Haitians say that shit all the time.
Oh man.
You feel me? But those same people that
You
say
can't
that
be
shit.
bashing on
Listen.
We're not bashing it. I'm trying to be educated. I'm trying to find out
He's
why,
saying-
what happened.
He didn't say that's what he thinks. He
Yeah,
said
that's
what
not
people
exactly what
say.
I'm thinking. I'm trying to be educated on what's going on.
So this is it, right? That's a political move. The same people that are saying that Haiti's a shithole, are the same people that are saying that Mexicans are come here to kill and rape people. They're the same people that say black kids are here to kill and rob them and do all kinds of shit. You feel me? It's a limited perspective on something you have no idea of. You feel me? So, in this opinion, and that's the world we live in today, where people have opinions and they say what they want, having no idea of anything about anything. You feel me?
So Haiti, by Haiti being a poor country, is that part of the whole freedom where, you know, they became free, so then like other countries like America won't help them?
Listen,
because
I told somebody the other day exactly that, and it's funny that we're saying this whole shithole shit, because he said exactly that. He said in the chat, he was like, "Oh," I was like, "Yo, son, they called you a shithole," and he was like, "Yo, but we are shit," and I was like, "Yo, stop saying that, because it's not true. It's not true. Stop saying that, because the reality is this."
But it is a poor country.
Mind you, so but listen, he goes, "Are you?"
Poorest on the
Let me ask you a
Western
question.
Hemisphere.
You think poor people? You think poverty is people think right now that COVID is a man-made disease, right? You don't think that poverty is a man-made phenomenon?
Of course, I completely agree, because I'm leading in the question I'm leading into is that, I mean, it is.
All right, so knowing that, you have to not judge, but you have to look at Haiti through that lens.
Yeah, so I'm trying to, the end goal of these questions is trying to figure out how do you fix the problem.
Alright, so basically for me, like this, I don't know how to fix the problem, but I definitely guarantee you that part of fixing the problem is the Haitian diaspora. 100%.
What is that?
The Haitian diaspora, like
They need to
you
what?
guys, like the people that live here.
What do you think we
They
need
need
to
to
do?
vote. They need to get involved. They need to
Are
because
we
at the end of the
able-
day, they need a seat at the table.
Are we able to vote?
What do you mean?
You saying the
Also,
diaspora they
If
need
you're
to
American,
vote?
if you're American, you can vote.
We can vote for Haiti?
Not for Haiti, you can vote here.
Oh,
At
so
the end of the day, listen, how does Haiti even become a country?
that's what I'm trying to.
How does a Caribbean island become the first black nation?
That's what I'm trying to get the answers from you.
I'm not even talking about the revolution that Haitians made. How did even a bunch of Africans get on the Caribbean island
Yeah.
that used to be full of Native Americans?
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen that they end up having to have a revolution to create a republic?
How did Thanksgiving come about?
Huh?
How did Thanksgiving come about?
We beat
Nah.
we beat
The
Napoleon's
thing is this.
island.
No, the thing is this. We were a commodity
Yeah.
in a world that is way older than Haiti. You feel me? We were a commodity.
Okay.
So that's how we even got there.
So what are we
So
now?
still to this day, do not think for a second that the entity that brought you here is still not in charge. Foreign policy in first world country affects third world country. What happens down there?
Well, that's what I was getting at when in the beginning where they were free. I figured that the other country was like, oh, since you didn't want to listen to us and you want to be free, that's why they're not helping.
See, that's
Haiti.
the first thing they did to Haiti. The first thing you did as a free black nation, nobody wanted to know. People here that had slavery in America, they didn't want slaves here to know that Haiti happened.
Yeah.
So Haiti got quarantined
Yeah.
from the rest of the world, and also
They got blacklisted. They got,
blacklisted,
pushed to the side.
Of course, and also they ended up sending money to Latin America for revolutions in Mexico and all that shit. They were financing that. They were supposed to.
Who was financing that?
Haitians.
Okay.
Haitians. We fought in New Orleans. Haitian soldiers went to fight in New Orleans.
Willingly?
Of course, willingly. Though we were free. What do you mean? We were free, bro. There was no slaves in Haiti, son. We're free. You can research this. There was a French boat with slaves on it, a slave boat that was supposed to be going to New Orleans, that ended up coming to Haiti because of bad weather. And when it got to Haiti, the slaves ran away because they were like, yo, this is a free country. Everybody, what they knew about Haiti, they ran away. And then when France wrote to Haiti and said, listen, you guys have our cargo in our boat, you guys need to give it back. So Dessalines wrote them back and said, your boat and the cargo is here. You can come get it. But these slaves that you are talking about, we cannot help you because in Haiti, there are no such things as slaves. Every man is a free man here.
And
that was it. They couldn't do shit.
And where
You
did
come out here to bust your ass.
where did the Dominican Republic come from?
The Dominican Republic?
Yeah.
Alright, so Dominican Republic was...
Hey, you trying to get schooled in your Haitian history right now.
I said
ain't you?
the thing is this. I don't know much about Dominican Republic history, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
But what I do know is that the difference between Haiti and Dominican Republic was Haiti was French, was ran by French.
Yeah.
The Dominican Republic was Spanish, and they both handled their slaves in very different ways.
Yeah, because what I was trying to figure out, like, basically Haiti gave them half, well, not even half, most of the island, and
They
like,
didn't give it to them. It was the Haitian part was Dominican, was French. The Dominican part was Spanish. So when Haiti had their revolution, the reason the Haitian slaves had the revolution is because Haiti, on Haiti's side, the soil is different. And it was the most profitable colony ever. And the reason was because...
and what year was that?
Oh, that was like 1700s.
Okay.
Yeah, 1804, so it was before the 1804s.
1500s. For years, slavery was for minutes, son. So basically what ended up happening was the French are known as extremely ruthless and evil, dog, as colonizers, dog. And they were extremely ruthless with the Haitian slaves. And in the Dominican Republic, it was more a different, they were more cattle ranchers and stuff like that. Instead of like laborers and looking for minerals and like whooping niggas' asses. They were still doing that because they were slaves, but they were even mixing with them. You feel me? They were mixing with them a lot more. That's why a lot more Dominicans are really more black than anything else. Because this is the thing, right? Once you're black, you're melanated. If you're white, you're melanin deficient. So the minute you have a kid with a black person, he cannot be white anymore. That's why black people.
Once you go black, you never go back.
That I already knew.
That's why people of color are such a threat, my nigga. Because in order for the white race to actually survive, it has to segregate itself from other races. That whole rainbow of nations is guaranteed to eliminate the white race, because once they mix with anybody, white is gone, because you have melanin in your blood, and you can't be white anymore. So that's why all that shit is like dude, if white people have to survive, they have to have a group that doesn't mix with other races. It's normal. They have to have that.
Well, then we
need to accept that shit.
Well, then
that's not even accepted. That shit is just we embrace it.
We need to embrace it so that basically we still have that rainbow of nations on the planet. We need to actually have something that actually. I'm crazy. This is the first time I'm really realizing this shit right now.
We need to keep them around.
I don't know if this is the Henny. No, not keeping them around. We actually need to have something like a white pride shit. Like white people have to have something
like a white farm.
Well, I get
they have to have something of this where they don't mix, dog.
Well,
like
I get.
White farm.
Or else we're gonna lose all the white people. I love white
What's
people.
wrong
too,
with
son.
that?
I love everybody, bro.
Well, I get what now you kind of get why they fighting.
I don't know if it's the Henny.
He trying to save the white people, y'all.
I'm trying to save everybody.
Yeah, I know.
He said we need to have a white farm. Boy, I let you talk. This boy said we need to have a white farm, okay? No crossbreeding in the farm.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Jesus.
Listen, mind you, my thing is this.
Well, I mean, I get what I kind of get why these white people are trying to make sure.
We went far on this podcast.
I'm not worried for black people, bro. Listen, this is what we're built different. We're built in a way, and you know how that, what's the name? Andre 2000 had that thing that said why every culture in the world black people suffer the most, right?
Now, hold on. Did black people suffer the most in America or the whole entire world?
In the world, Craig.
The world, Craig. Come on, man.
Son, we were the world's commodities, son. How else can I explain this shit?
Basically, he had a stand up, and he was basically saying how, you know, how everyone keeps calling Africa a poor country, and then because America would sell you that idea, they'll show you like the worst part of Africa and say this is the worst country, and he's like, yo, everywhere in the world has the worst part. The United States has their worst part. And then Africa, all of Africa is not freaking poor. They just want to sell you that idea that Africa is poor, which is not necessarily true.
That's the analogy, or like that's the beauty of what Black Panther is.
I'm gonna look his
and
name
Black
up.
Panther, they have themselves put a shield to hide and make believe that Wakanda is a fucked up place. But that's what the media does. They try to tell you that Africa's all fucked up, but it's not true. Some places are fucked up, just like some places out here are fucked up.
That's exactly what he said.
You feel me? Everywhere got fucked up places. Listen, I've been a lot of places around the world. I've been to Europe. I've been to a billion places. I've been to the Champs-Élysées in Paris, the most beautiful place in the world, the most beautiful road in the world. And there was homeless motherfuckers sleeping during winter. It was cold as shit.
All right,
I had a fucking dope ass coat on, expensive as shit, and I was still fucking cold. And this nigga was sleeping on the concrete, dog, asking me, coming from Haiti, for bread. So poverty is everywhere in the world, bro. Everywhere. This shit's just unfair, period.
Yeah, I'm correcting myself. It was the Daily Show on Trevor Noah. He did a stand-up, and he was talking about that exactly. He was just like, you know, yes, Africa has poor parts of it, but, you know, the whole Africa is not poor.
But not only that, dog. I'm going to kind of get deep on this shit, right? My thing is this, right? We have to understand that the world we're living in right now, a way of seeing things is extremely skewed because we feel that this is the only way. Like, for example,
well, what is the only way?
Like the way things are.
What, money
Everything,
hungry?
Everything from electricity, things that we feel are common things that we take for granted, or things that we realize that we feel like this is the only way. Like this, for example, this dude the other day I was watching on the internet made his handheld video game run on 700 potatoes.
What?
On 700 potatoes.
Yeah, you got
he
people
connected this shit together, and then you connected to this fucking gamer, and that shit works, right? So basically, imagine for 1 second that before years ago, before Tesla, before all these guys were arguing about AC or DC currents, we started focusing on creating electricity with vegetables or whatever, right? Because you can literally connect cables to a lemon and connect to a light bulb and it'll turn on. Right?
He's so high, he passed it to the right.
So basically, looking at it that way, imagine all these years of innovation in electricity, we had done that. Where would we be today?
Willie Nelson is running off cannabis oil for gas.
Son, listen, hemp, that tree,
hemp.
listen.
The first American flag was built on hemp.
Son, listen, the first American automobiles ran on hemp.
Yeah.
They all ran on hemp. The doors were made out of hemp. The fucking seats were made out of hemp. The whole fucking shit ran on hemp, my nigga. You know what happened?
What happened?
Some rich dudes that had power, that had some influence.
Got those people killed.
Listen, no, not even. They basically DuPont, the company DuPont and all them, they basically bought the automotive companies, and the residual, whatever happened of what the products they were
it was the
they started using that as gas.
The lumberjack. That's what they did, because even paper was on hemp, and they exactly what you're right. Big corporation paid to have weed illegal, so people would use the lumber as paper opposed to using hemp paper and things like that.
Exactly, and destroying the earth in the fucking meantime.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's what you have to realize. This is the world you're living in, and most of the things that we take for granted as everyday things were literally straight up cash cows for one or two motherfuckers. It wasn't the best idea for everybody, and our perspective is like that completely. So even looking at the country and saying this is a poor country, right?
Yeah.
So we come here. For example, I have friends that come to Haiti and they order chicken wings at a Haitian restaurant, and they be like, "What the fuck is this? He's so small." And I be like, "Yo, son, that's the size of a real chicken wing."
Yeah.
What y'all eat as a chicken wing is the size of a real chicken drumstick.
Yeah, because
this shit is GMO. This shit is fucking pumped up with steroids, all kinds of shit, right?
I ain't gonna lie. When I went to Haiti in 2017, man, we were like, I thought Haiti was, first of all, was beautiful, all aspect of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. Now, I get out the airport, driving through. I seen one traffic like the whole time I was there. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? But I seen, what you would call considered poor people, while driving up to the hills and seeing how the other half lived, right? And that other half, they had all servants and all time. I didn't know how to deal with that. I tried to put the cup in the kitchen. No, they don't grab, But the point is, what I'm getting at with the food situation, they kept feeding us and feeding. Like every 2 hours, they keep feeding, and I kept eating. But I never really got full. And then they explained to me that America, they injected and put all these steroids to fatten up the chicken and all like that.
To fatten y'all up.
Yeah, exactly.
To get y'all ready to get into the pharmaceutical industry money. Because everybody gets sick.
Yeah.
You feel me? So this is the thing, right? So what is rich? What is actually being happy?
That's a perfect example. Mike Tyson has a podcast, and he interviewed LL Cool J, and they had that back and forth argument where Mike Tyson thinks that nobody's happy unless they're rich and successful, and then LL have to correct him. He's like, "How do you know?" He goes, "He met people in Ohio that was perfectly fine the way they were living. Everybody doesn't need it. Yeah, everybody does not need to be rich and famous."
So let me ask you a question. I was watching this documentary. I forgot what it's called. At one point, they tell you this story about this guy, right? He's like, if a dude is walking and he gets lost in the woods, and it's like snowing, blizzard, right? And my man is like about to die, and in the end, he sees the light of a house, right? So he goes to that fucking house. In that house, he finds a family, and they're like, yo, they give him a bowl of soup, dry clothes, a fire to stay warm, and a blanket, and a place to sleep. Okay. Can that man ever be happier than that? Can anything give him? Can anything be better than that? Than just those little things? of family people that actually give a fuck about you and give you shit to fuck.
I think yes, that's satisfaction right there. But my thing is, and yes, he can be happy off that, right? I think happiness is you set your goals for yourself and you go out and accomplish them goals. And those are those happiness that you, and then once you complete your goals, you just start new goals and all like that. Because I'm an ambitious person, right? Mm-hmm. That won't make me happy. I'm not necessarily a family oriented like that. Mm-hmm. I don't care if I have kids or I don't type of thing. Mm-hmm. My mission in life is to be successful enough to build an empire, to bring others, to give people work, to give people jobs, because nobody gave me a shot. So nobody said
to give other people
exactly. I want to give people what I wish someone gave me. I want to mentor people when I want to mentor. That's my key to success.
That's it, man. You're gonna be successful.
You know what I'm saying?
Of service to others, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Now, me having a family, if it happens, it happens. But that's not on my goals list. You know. So I think.
You know what I just felt right now. One day, you're gonna hit me up, or you're gonna hit Cedric up. I don't know. But you're gonna be like, you're gonna have a family. You're gonna be like, yo, son, remember that podcast? That shit, I was talking
he's
shit.
He's a board, man.
Watch, remember that shit. No, listen. But how you feel right now is normal. It's normal.
It's not normal.
It's good.
It's
but
not
one day,
no.
Watch, I just felt it, son. It's just a download, my nigga.
It's not normal because if you only knew how old I was and I'm set in my ways and I'm 40. Now, don't get it twisted. Now,
I'm 40 also.
No.
I'm 42.
No.
I'm 40.
No, yeah. What I'm saying is, no, I didn't say that I wouldn't want a wifey and this and that, but I can do without kids because I feel like I got kids everywhere. I'm Uncle Pat, you know what I'm saying? I got kids everywhere. I think I could do more damage as being the uncle opposed to the parent, because when you're the parent, you can love your nieces and nephews and other people's kids, but your main focus is on that 2 or 3 kids that you have. Me, I can focus a little bit, a little bit of more than others. You know what I'm saying? I can come by SeaDev's house with the kids.
Get some gunshots for that one, bro. Come on. That was dope. I like that.
But that's what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? My mission in life is bigger than just my small circle of having a wife and kids. And I would like to have the wifey, you know, like that, someone that I can have someone to talk to. You know what I'm saying, on a daily basis type of thing.
Bro, that's important.
But, you know, I think there's a bigger mission out there. Because if I'm in the situation I'm in now, I think I have a bigger mission to accomplish.
You're like a monk and shit.
Because you're
like a monk. You understand? You know what I mean, nigga. He's like a monk and shit.
Shit, why can't I be a monk? Why you hate? Why can't I be the monk?
Kind of monk, nigga. We fucking artists, dog. We recreating what the monk is.
Here's a point. Here's a little example of what I'm getting at, right? Like I can, and this is what I'm trying to explain. It's like I can do certain things with my finances that someone with a wife and family could, but being responsible to if he's gonna be responsible for his wife and kids, he's gonna be like, I gotta put that money towards this. I can't be about me.
I feel you.
So if I can sit there and put money and build a studio in my house, your job and responsibility is come create.
Yeah.
Don't worry about do I have money to do A, B, C, this, and just come and create.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. But to get what I was saying at the first time, when I told you like that shirt that says why in every culture and like history, black people.
From Andre 3000.
Yeah, he said he had a shirt that said that shit, right? And for me, it's like it resonated loud. And for me, it was like until you see suffering, dog, is how we learn as human beings. Even if you know the story of, it's like if you know the story of Buddha, that's what it's all about, right? You got to know suffering. For example, a person that was born in wealth
can't understand it.
Listen, not can understand. I'm not even talking about suffering, though. They understand suffering because everybody suffers, bro. But they suffer in a different way. That's not what I was getting at. I was just trying to get at. What I was trying to get at is something different. It's like, for example, a person that was born from the time they were born, all they had was Egyptian fucking cotton rugs, like dope ass fucking. All that time, right?
I already see where you're going.
Compared to this guy, that imagine a homeless dude that's been sleeping on the concrete, and he gets to sleep on that bed once. Which one do you think really knows what that bed is? How good that bed is?
Yeah, it's gonna be the homeless person.
He really knows that shit. Through suffering, right? Through suffering, you learn shit, and it's
you
appreciate.
How you learn.
You appreciate, and that's how you grow. And that's why black people suffer the most. Because black people are chosen. And black people are here to suffer so we can learn, so we can be the example. Who is the biggest champion of democracy, dog, besides black people? Nobody else, dog.
What do you mean the biggest champion of
they're the champions of democracy, bro. They're the fucking champions of that shit. They're the ones always marching, getting their head busted so that laws can be passed so people can be equal. Who else? Who else? Who else, dog? Who is basically they created democracy and then democracy is being championed by black people. They are the martyrs of democracy.
It's funny you mentioned about
crazy. That's true.
Yeah, it's funny how you mentioned even like being appreciated. A homeless man will appreciate a bed more than someone who actually sleeps on a daily basis.
Of course.
Funny story,
some people are woke enough to be sorry. Some people are woke enough to be grateful for what they have.
But
in general,
but they would never understand it. Yeah. They can feel you and be sad for you. It's like I always say with Donald Trump and like that, yo, he's always been rich. He was born into wealth, where he can maybe, I don't know what goes through his head, maybe feel like, damn, that sucks that this person don't have a home, but he would truly never understand
what it feels like.
You know what I'm saying? He can help if he chooses to.
So which goes full circle to what I was saying about when I said like Haitians are different than other black people. Especially like, I don't want to put things like some shit like, oh, we're better or whatever. This is the thing, right? Being the first black nation, somebody asked me, what do I think of all the Black Lives Matter, everything that's going on in America? And I was like, listen, I respect my history enough to know that I cannot emotionally invest any real opinion about how black people or African Americans are acting or what they're doing or how they're basically reacting, not acting, but reacting to what's going on in America. Because I cannot know what that is. I can be in America. I went to school here. I spent a lot of time here. I know what racism is. I felt it. There's racism in Haiti.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I know what racism is, but I do not know what being an African American person is.
You know.
Listen. Let me finish.
You know the basics. You know the basics.
Listen.
So what are you saying?
Exactly. I know the basics. I do not know what it is to have my great-grandfather, my grandfather had been a slave. I do not know. I'm Haitian. I've been free for over 200 years, my nigga. I'm a different breed. Not in the sense that I'm better. No, not at all. In the sense that my story is different. And it's as valuable as the African American's story. It's as valuable as the African that was picked up in Africa but was sent in Sweden or sent somewhere else. And every single black perspective is
how is yours the same?
What do you mean? The same?
You just said yours.
It's the same in the sense that we always brought here by the same fucking motherfuckers. We weren't brought here by different people. The same person brought us here. You feel me? And it's the same person.
No, I thought you meant your story is your story is the same as a slave member. I thought that's what you were getting at.
I was just about like a Haitian story is the same as the African. It's not the same as the African American story. It's not the same as the African that was sent somewhere else.
Okay, so you mean
Brazil.
Okay, you're talking about Haiti and Africa. You talking about that when you say my story, you talking about the whole Haiti.
Haitian, as a Haitian, you feel me?
I was just letting you know because the critics, the writers are going to be what this guy talking about. I was trying to clear you up.
My history as a Haitian, the Haitian history.
Yes. Okay.
Basically, my culture makes me have a very different perspective and a very different relationship to races and colors and color tones than an African American person. Because I've been free for over 200 years. My great-grandfather wasn't a slave, nigga. So it's different for me. I don't know what that means, dog. I can only know and empathize, just like you said. The person that rich can empathize with the person that never had a good sheet, but he can never really know. You feel me? So I can empathize with, just like I empathize with women that tell me that, yo, listen, the world is fucked up and niggas is always harassing you. I can empathize with that, but even if I spent 10 years as a woman, I cannot know what it is to be a woman, because women have been with slaves as twins, fucking being the most mistreated fucking people on the planet.
Alright, so
other than animals.
The question was, So how do you don't see anything? So you don't feel any type of way towards the Black Lives
No,
Matter?
I do feel a certain way about it. It's not that I don't feel a certain way about it. I try not to feel a certain way about it. I look at it objectively and be like, yo, you know what? I know enough about history. I know enough about my history. I know enough about foreign policy from that said country to my country to know exactly what's going on. I know enough about redlining. I'm informed about this shit, so I know exactly what black people are going through. But I know what they're going through, and I empathize with it. But I cannot pretend that I know what it is, because my perspective is different.
Okay, you're basically saying that, again, you feel you agree about the Black Lives Matter, but you just you never really been in that situation to understand what that black person
is going through. So I empathize with it. I'm cool with it. I'm with it. But I'm not gonna be like, I don't understand people that are like, oh, I don't fucking get what the fuck. They're destroying buildings. Son, my kid is not getting shot at, son. So I cannot be like, oh, you're wrong for destroying this building. I don't know what that feels like. I know for sure that if my fucking kid is getting shot at, shit is gonna go to fucking, I'm burning shit down. Also, you feel me? So it's the same thing in Haiti. You know, like people like, or be like, oh, why are they destroying everything? They already poor, they ain't got shit. Son, what is there is not theirs any fucking way. So why not destroy it anyway? It's not theirs. They don't feel that it's theirs. They're marginalized.
So
why not break it down? You're not hearing me. I'm saying you're stepping on my foot. You're stepping on my foot. You're stepping on my foot. You're still stepping on my foot.
No,
if I yell out, you step on my fucking foot, everybody's gonna be like, damn, this guy's yelling, cursing out, yelling. What the fuck is wrong with him? That's how people see shit, though.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that you're stepping on my foot thing. You're not going over there and stepping on their foot. You're going in and stepping on your right foot. You're stepping on your left foot because you're destroying your community. You're not going to the upper hills and all and destroying that and saying we want justice and all that. You're just destroying yours.
It's not your community because you're getting shot at in it. Though, how is it your community?
They're destroying the upper hills working community.
How is that your community? How is that you're getting shot in it? How is that your community? You go into that store and then this guy calls the cops and you get shot. How is that your community? They don't feel like it's their community, bro. They're getting shot at. They're being fucked up. It's messed up. You feel me? Now, it has to be like grounded in some kind of like common sense. It's not. You can't be reactive to it either. You feel me? You gotta be able to be like, okay,
because I
let me make a move.
I look at the LA riots when the whole Rodney King thing happened and all. Mm-hmm. And then when I went deep into it, they actually had a documentary. They were just showing how they were destroying their community and killing their people. To the fact that the cops was called off to leave. They were there.
So it's rage, bro. It's chaos. It's not nothing. It's not like the person. It's not like.
All right, but
I'm not justifying.
I know, but it's like this.
Not at all.
You can sit there and say it's not my community, but it's like me. Oh, I'm so mad, so I'm gonna throw a brick through my freaking TV and all. Now guess what? Now I wake up and I don't have a TV to watch.
Yeah, I
know. If you go and blow up, blow up the
listen.
grocery store behind your corner. Now you can't go get groceries.
I'm not saying it's constructive. I'm saying that it's something that you can understand. Oh, bro, what the fuck? You feel me? It's something you can understand. You feel me? You can understand the reaction. It's a reaction. It's not an action. It's a reaction.
Well, I mean,
it's different.
My
you
thing
feel
is,
me?
no.
Niggas are not just going around fucking shit up.
Yeah, but
they're pissed at something.
Listen, I agree with the march. I agree with the protests and all, but I don't agree with the riots.
Of course, I don't. Listen, I would rather the riots don't happen, but I understand where they're coming from. I'm not saying it should happen, but you can understand why they're pissed, my nigga. But
no, I understand why they pissed, but
you have to respect other people's property.
Okay, but I understand they pissed, but you don't have to destroy your property because when you destroy your property,
your property, this motherfucker's probably like struggling, running his business, and you destroy it. It's fucked up.
And then what you do the next day, oh my bad, and you helping them clean up the thing.
But I guess it's like.
But when you're marching and you make it, but when you're marching, it made just as much noise and like that because all it did was.
No, it didn't.
Yes, your head gotta get busted.
Yes, it did.
Your head gotta get busted. If your head don't get busted, nothing happens. Your head gotta get busted. Like Rosa Park, all the stuff they did, you wouldn't have got nothing unless some people got their head busted, some dogs bit you.
There was no riot with
there
those.
has to be some kind of blood sacrifice to it, bro. You had to cut your head. You got to bust.
But again, there wasn't blood sacrifice. You were destroying your own company. It's not like you took a cop killed a black man. So you take one of mine and I take one of yours.
Oh no, that's fucked up. That's crazy.
They would lose that. They would lose that war anyway.
All right, so
that's insane.
So don't do nothing.
No, I'm saying the whole march and everything, the protest can do just as much damage than breaking someone's freaking window, because all they doing is laughing at you because you're breaking your property.
It's not their property.
They still laughing because it's your community.
It's not
okay,
your
you think the white people not looking at it like dumbasses? They ain't breaking my shit.
That is why people in the
they are
neighborhood
breaking some of this shit.
No, they not.
Whenever they break into those stores, they always break into those stores. It's their shit.
Yeah, what store are they breaking into? That's not a major corporation that don't have insurance. They're taking care of that.
When they're
but
doing
then
that to the houses, it's not their houses. They don't own those houses. They don't own.
Now they
them.
fucked up some people that they didn't deserve that shit too. But
Come
that's
on.
how it is. If you
It-
build your house on a faulty foundation, you gotta expect that shit to happen.
and
sometimes,
you breaking own businesses, small
Listen.
businesses, and all. Come on,
My
man.
nigga, listen. I live in Haiti, right? I'm not involved in politics. I'm not involved in anything. I just told you I was trying to pay my mortgage, right?
Yeah.
But listen, I still decided. I still got privileges than others don't, because of whatever structure the country has, right? So now I still decided to build my house on a system I know is fucked up, right? Knowing that, I probably got, because of the system is fucked up, I probably got able to get a loan easier than a random nigga, right?
Yeah.
So I know the system is faulty because I can get a loan easier than a random dude that might be qualified also. So I know the system is faulty and it's fucked up. I still got a loan. I still bought the house. I still pay the mortgage in this faulty system. So if tomorrow these niggas get pissed at the government, right? I'm not in the government, but they decide all the people that are doing good are stealing from us, and then they come and then my house get burnt. I'm gonna be pissed, guaranteed.
Of course you're gonna
But
be pissed.
best believe I will understand that at the end of the day, I made those moves knowing this system is faulty. And part of it being faulty is that sometimes the people who is not fair to are gonna fuck shit up. So I gotta be ready for that.
Yeah, but what you're saying is the fact that
I'm not going in the bank and saying, how come I get a loan and he can't? I'm not doing that.
I know it, and I'm sure they're not telling you to do that either.
So
but
they
destroying you because you got up every day and worked hard to do it is not right.
I know
now
it's not
going
right. I'm
destroying
not saying it's
the people who stole from them is a different story.
They might not even know where this nigga lives. But they see me, I have a car, I have a big house. They're like, oh my God.
Then that's the borderline of hating. Now I'm hating on this person because he
It
got
is
up.
hating.
All right, but and that's why I'm saying
It's
it's
hate.
wrong, and
It's
that's
not
why
even- it's not even hating.
It's not hating.
It's just hate.
It's not even
It's
hate.
anger.
It is because you're destroying someone.
It's despair.
It's desperate.
Despair.
It's desperate. It's despair, my nigga. That's what it is, though.
Everybody getting a piece of everything, eating 3 times a day, drinking clean water. Like,
Let me ask you a question.
shit.
Let me ask you a question. You got somebody you love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love. Whoever that person is. Somebody comes and does the most horrible thing you can imagine to them.
Yeah.
And then you pop up and then see that shit. And there's a gun right there. You're gonna shoot that motherfucker, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
The right thing to do would be grab that gun and say, stop what the fuck you're doing, call the cops and get him arrested and have the law deal with it. That is what is right. Listen.
Well,
Listen.
that's
That
what
is what is
society.
right.
That's
No.
what society says is right.
It's what the law says is right.
Exactly.
All right. So,
Okay, I don't follow
now-
the law. I follow God. I follow the Lord. That's my saying. I follow the Lord,
you
not the
shot-
law.
Doesn't the Lord say don't kill nobody? You
Nah.
shot this nigga.
Yeah, but you do harm to someone. This is my point of the
All right,
story.
so, okay,
okay.
so let me-
You're
so
right.
let-
You're right. Yeah, it does say not thou shalt not kill.
Okay, so let me ask you a question now. So
All
the
right.
person now that's like in the community,
Yeah.
say like screaming and they're still doing shit to them, and then he doesn't get his voice heard. He might be in that same despair that you were at that
So-
moment when your person
but
got
what-
that point and you shot that
but
person.
what you're
and there's
telling
something
me-
totally unlawful. They're doing something unlawful because they're desperate like you were at that point.
Okay, but here's the thing about it. You tell me I'm gonna pick up a gun and go shoot the person who harmed someone that I love, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the system
I'm
is
not
hurting
picking
you.
up the gun and shooting just random people because of what someone did something to someone that I love.
feel you,
I'm going after that person.
But they're going them. The system is the person.
It's
That's
like-
what I'm saying. It might not be a single person.
All right, but
but
it's like, okay, I'm gonna take the gun and I'm gonna go shoot up my neighbor or something like that for something that
my shit is this, right? My shit is this, right? For me, if it's up to me, listen, revolution is not the answer. Revolution is part of what's gonna happen to the answer. The answer is love, my nigga. That's the answer, is love. If that's what it is. If that's
the answer also is knowledge. The knowledge is also the answer.
But knowledge only brings you to be patient and gentle in love.
Okay.
That's what knowledge gets you to.
All right.
So once you're there, but to get to that, no matter what level you're at, even to a personal right now, you gotta go through a purge. You gotta go to a purge.
Okay, so the riots that happened for George Floyd.
There was no riots really. But okay.
Yes, there was a friggin' riot.
That's not a riot, man.
Okay, well, whatever you call it, they broke a lot of shit.
It was a
all over the world.
Exactly, it was all over. It wasn't one city. It was all over. It was around a lot of people and all.
Demonstrations were all over the world. Yes, it wasn't no riot.
To you, that's how you feel.
There were riots also.
Do you know what a riot is?
Well, listen, y'all both right, but when he's saying, as somebody that's on the podcast, we need to say that there were riots as well.
Yes,
but in general, it wasn't riots. It wasn't right. It was demonstrations. There was
no out of control riots. They didn't have to bring any.
There was riots also.
There was no.
Yes,
riots.
there was, because in your mind,
there was a couple of incidents.
That's how you feel. You feel that you feel there could be more to be done.
What city burned down?
Nothing.
What city burned down?
What do you mean? One city after another, they was destroying properties, man.
Okay, there was incidents. That's not a riot. A riot is something out of control where you gotta call arms.
LA was a riot. What's it called? What you just said a while ago?
Back in the day.
What's his name?
Rodney King.
Rodney King was
back in the day.
That shit was lit. That shit was looking crazy. Holy shit.
I don't even consider that one. The last real riot was
That shit happens in Haiti all the time.
It's not really a riot.
They be burning everything.
Yeah, I mean,
that's more of a riot. That's more of a riot.
Yeah, but see, the problem, that's your opinion. You feel like they should have done.
I'm talking about an opinion. I'm talking about look up the word riot.
Yeah, but you felt like they should do more. So by them not doing more, you're bitching about saying this is not a riot. Fuck that.
More would have been burning up the whole country.
Yo, they went from city to city. What other place went from city to city? You know, the Rodney King thing was L.A. Was the L.A. riot, right or wrong? The Rodney King was the L.A. riot.
All right.
It happened here in Miami. It happened there in Minnesota. It happened there from one city to North Carolina.
There was no Rodney King riot in Miami.
No, there wasn't.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
But that's my point.
Let me ask you a question.
What you're saying was there was demonstrations all over the world, not riots.
Time out.
It was people gathering and making a statement.
Exactly.
That is not a fucking riot.
Time out. Let me ask you a question. You know about Dessalines, Toussaint Louverture, those guys, right? Those are the Haitian independence leaders, the generals, right? That did the independence. They were rioters, basically.
They were slaughtering people.
They were listen to what I'm saying. I'm not defining it as right.
They were slaughtering people.
Listen to what I'm saying for a second, my nigga.
We've been listening to you.
I'm saying that he is first. I'm making an analogy. I'm not saying that they were rioters. These niggas were revolutionaries. They weren't rioters. They were revolutionaries. I'm making a juxtaposition to what we were saying, in the sense that when he said they were rioting, I'm saying those people they're calling rioters, those are the same people that did the Haitian Revolution against the system that were oppressing them. The rest of the world were like, those savages in Haiti killed a bunch of our people, of our family. My uncle got his head cut off in Haiti. All those savages cut his head. But your uncle was slaughtering these people, and these people had a revolution and cut his head.
Because he killed a lot of people.
There were consequences when whose
head they were cutting off?
The fucking colonizers. The slave owners.
So they basically went after the people causing the problem.
Yes. But the system, but not only that, they burned everything down. Every infrastructure that was there, everything, all the windmills, all the mills, everything, they burned every trace of the oppressor away. Completely.
Well, They did what you should have done. not agreeing.
That's the case.
Not agreeing to it, but they had a target and they went after
So
the
basically,
target.
what I'm trying to get to is that you can understand how they did it and why they destroyed the whole fucking thing, right?
No,
but
my question,
what would have been smart would have been, okay, you kill the slave owners, but at least keep the shit, or keep the slave owners and negotiate with the motherland for them to get bread so that they don't fucking quarantine your ass. But that would have been the smart thing. But you cannot ask people I wasn't a slave. So I cannot ask a slave to do what me and my comfort be like, you can't do that. I cannot tell a person that decides to break a window because he's pissed. Not a person that decides to create chaos because he just likes chaos. I'm talking about a person that actually pissed, that goes like, fuck it, and they break their own fucking TV. I cannot tell you that's dumb. Because I do not know how the fuck you feel at that moment, nigga.
I get you don't know how that person feels at the moment, but
it's still a dumb thing to do. But
if you're more educated, my whole point of this riot, non-riot, just whatever you want to call it, when that happened.
Oh, we can be specific
on
certain things, but not on this. Okay.
It's like slavery is a choice. It's like when Kanye said slavery is a choice.
My point of the question
in order for you not to be a slave, you got to riot.
What did that solve? When that happened
in Haiti?
No, right now.
Here?
Yeah.
Which part?
I don't know.
When you don't want to call it a riot, so
we're still going through it.
What did it solve?
What did it solve?
We're still going through it.
Huh?
Nothing.
We're still going through it.
And that's my whole freaking point.
My whole freaking point. Nothing got solved because it wasn't a riot.
No, but that's the thing. It's not done.
Okay, so the riot. Okay.
People died.
Okay, the Ronnie King was a riot. Was the Ronnie King a riot?
Yes.
So what did that solve? Because the cops got off. Okay. So what did that solve?
They should have done another riot the next time the next nigga died.
They just felt better because they got to fucking rage.
Okay.
They did nothing but destroy their own community.
You never yelled or like go to the
Of course I did.
Shoot? All right, so
of course.
That's all it is. It's a yell. It's a scream. That's
of
all
course.
it is.
But then
it's letting loose on this system that's fucking you. So you just.
It's not even a yell. This is the perfect analogy. You've never punched your own door.
Yeah.
You've never punched your own door.
Yes or no?
Hold on.
Yes, I have.
There you go. So you fucked up your own shit. Exactly the same exact frustration that you felt at that moment. That's what they feel collectively.
That's it. You have to sympathize.
You punched your door.
If you don't sympathize, you never find a real solution.
There's if he says that he punched. If you have ever punched your own door.
I know it's wrong, but
if you have ever punched your own door, you know exactly what it feels like to fuck up your own neighborhood. Period. And if you can't come to that realization with that simple line, you can bullshit yourself to the bank and see that you got a negative motherfucking account. You punched your own door. Why the fuck did you punch your own door? Why didn't you punch the person that pissed you off? Wasn't it your mama or your father? It had to have been somebody in the house. Why didn't you punch them? That is the system. You cannot just go and punch the system. So what do? You release the frustration any which way you can.
You're the one who said to go do that.
Without all talk, 4 or 5 lines. That's why they fuck up their own neighborhood.
It's like somebody raging because like they can't like they're trying to tell people I'm feeling.
Why did you punch your door?
They just go crazy. And then you have to sympathize. You can't be like
it could be a million reasons.
So now you have no idea.
Say right. This is what I'm saying. This is why you have to be grateful. Is that you have listen. You have the tools to be able to be like, you know what? Me, I'm gonna fight it this way. Not everybody has these tools to be like, you know what? I know that I can do this. What I'm doing. Like this knowledge.
You're right on
all this knowledge you have to do all this shit is a fucking gift that most people don't have that gift. So when you have that gift and then you can create and have the vision, you know what, I'm gonna fight the system, I'm gonna create opportunity for people like me because I didn't have that, right?
Yes.
Not everybody has that fucking gift.
Yeah, but
life.
But guess what? A gift is a present.
They don't have that vision. So them, they riot. So you, although you know better, you do better. Them, they don't know better. That's how they gotta let out. So all you do is that that's part of changing shit.
Okay, and are you supposed the person that knows better?
Let me ask you.
Should they not like you said, educate the person who did
Let me tell you-
explain to them why was that
Listen,
not
yeah,
okay?
you can
If that was
try,
the case,
but not you. You can try all you want. Good advice is only good if the person takes it. And people have to be emotionally mature enough to accept different point of views. And most people are not, especially people that get to the point where they're gonna fucking riot because maybe they don't have the tools, the rational skill tools, also to be able to be like, I get it, I'ma chill. No, they're fucking pissed. They're so pissed, and they don't have those tools to be like, I'ma fight the system this way. They're pissed, dog. You cannot change this person's mind.
But
you gotta let that happen.
Not even
and then
just
you
that.
do
Everything
yours.
that you talk about that they're
But you
breaking
sympathize
that
with
they
that
own,
shit, dog.
none
You
of
gotta
it they
understand
own.
it.
They don't own none of that shit.
They don't. That's
They don't
that's
own
the thing. They don't
none
own
of that
nothing.
shit.
They don't own nothing.
They don't own none of that. Even if it's your neighbor's house, your own house, they don't own it.
So fucking be ignorant, right? And just destroy, right?
It's
That's
not
what
yours.
you're saying.
There's
So that's your point is.
there's creation
Is
and
be
destruction.
ignorant and just destroy is what your point
If
is
you're
saying.
mad and you're
Chaos
being
is a-
oppressed,
you watch Game of
yes,
Thrones?
do whatever the fuck
Yeah.
you have to.
You remember that? You remember that line? Chaos is a ladder.
And
Chaos is a ladder.
And what
Going
year
up
did
or
that
going
take
down?
off?
Huh?
Going up or going down?
Whichever way you.
And if you wanna bring-
whichever way you fight to it.
And-
Whichever way you fight.
And
If you don't do
if
that,
you
you're
want to
gonna
bring
be
up
mad.
that show, how did it end?
For that nigga, he died. But chaos is. Listen, doesn't mean what he said wasn't a fact.
Yes,
He
yes.
just played the game wrong and died. But it is a ladder. Chaos is a ladder. The minute there's chaos, there's chances for different sides to go up and down. Look at Donald Trump. He created a chaotic environment where he fucking managed to become president and run shit. You feel me? But mind you, you have to understand, dog. Globalization happened, and most of Middle America didn't get to be part of globalization. So economically, they didn't understand that shit. So they weren't doing good. So Trump appealed to them because they didn't get during Obama. They didn't get involved. They didn't get into that shit. China involved their people in globalization, and that's why when you go to New York, you always saw with Chinese people. Chinese are fucking getting billionaires like that. Boom, 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 boom. People are making money over it all of a sudden, dog, because they got involved. They got the people into globalization. Here, people in Middle America got fucking fucked during Obama. So they were like, yo,
Right.
that's why Trump got elected.
At the end of the day, my
He appealed to them.
whole point is you want to bring back the Ronnie King situation, you want to bring out this, and you destroyed, and nothing got solved, right? So the point of the matter
it depends what are
what
you
got
looking
solved?
for as being solved.
But what got solved? You caused chaos in the Ronnie King situation because of the Ronnie King beating, and all 4 officers got away with it.
There's a change. You gotta see change on a
change. Exactly. I wasn't done with my sentence because that's where I was going to use
part of
change.
change, though.
So why not find a different solution because that's not working?
What do you have?
Because
I said why not find another solution? I didn't say I had the answers, but I'm saying why not find another
Yeah,
solution
yeah, yeah.
because breaking shit is not solving anything.
Yeah.
So then we're breaking.
Is it?
kinda
Is
does.
it?
It kind of does.
How?
This
Tell
is what
me.
it does.
Tell me what it
This is what it does.
solves.
This is what
Tell me
it
what it
does. This is what it
solves.
does. This is what it does, right? What it does is it makes everybody stop
For a bit.
and
And
realize
instills a little fear.
something's going up. That's it. That's what it does. It doesn't change anything, but it makes people. It's part of the change. We see change. Change is like a recipe, right? Salt, paprika, all this shit in there, right? So the rioting sometimes when the people are not heard is part of that change. It's one of the ingredients within the change. The change is never gonna happen at that level. It's gonna happen with people
But what
like
did it
us.
spark if it
That's what
did?
it's
If
done.
it accomplished
But
nothing?
It does accomplish something.
What did it do? What did it do? Just
What do you
explain
mean?
to me when one of the riots, how did it elevate and change something? Please tell me.
It brought a-
Because
like-
Ronnie King happened in the
listen,
early 90s,
it's
and this is just the
changes.
early 90s. It's not even back in even the days, even with the
Yeah,
other
but
riots
listen,
that happened in 69, the Watch riot.
Listen,
What did it start?
Don't deny the huge.
What changed?
Listen,
What changed?
As much as there's huge leaps to be made for things to be fair, huge fucking leaps. We cannot deny the huge leaps we have made already. And
The Watts riots was 69. That was over
yeah, but look at where
51
black people are
years
today.
ago.
Look at where black people today.
That's the realest one right
We've
there.
climbed. We've done a lot. We're doing a lot better than back in those days. There's still shit to be fixed. A lot, like I said, leaps and bounds to be fixed. But we do not deny the stuff that have been changed.
And did you know how it changed? It changed because we went in the inside to change it.
They won't let you in the inside unless you start rioting to be like, okay, let's
When-
stop
really?
and let these motherfuckers in.
Really? So you saying the riot made them change the
listen
laws?
to you. Yeah, they made you listen to you. So you can come here with rational thoughts and change the laws. But that shit made them stop for a second.
I'm gonna show you a document. I'm gonna show you a documentary of the Rodney King riots, and I'm gonna show you the whole. It was a big 4-hour documentary.
That's one point of view, though. You know.
No. It was not one point of view. There was It was. I'm trying to explain to you that it was people in the riots. It was the cops in the riots, and it was also the white people in the public. And it was a bunch of interviews by different people, and then the white people.
Why are you gonna try to make sense of chaos? That's what chaos is. There's no sense.
My point is, the white people, when you hear their interview, they just laughed.
Of course.
All right. So it didn't solve. What solved the problem was when you saw the black folks started coming from the inside. You want to change the system, you got to get into the inside of the system. That's how you change
it. But in order for them to stop and actually you're going to be knocking on the door all day, right? You're going to be knocking on the door all day. And they're not going to let you in. But the minute, they're burning these businesses. Shit is getting fucked up because now white people are like, yo, they're burning my fucking business. What the fuck is going on? It's on the news everywhere. Now they're like, okay, stop. You know what? Let this motherfucker in and hear what they got to say. Now you are not a rioter. You're educated. You have more knowledge, more common sense. You come inside and then you make your point, and then the laws get changed. But you're not gonna get to walk in the door unless somebody's like stepping, say, yo, stop this.
Okay, let me ask you now. Did Martin Luther King riot?
So they got their head busted, son.
Did Martin Luther King riot?
No.
But did his words change what's happening in the world?
But
see, that's what you're forgetting. You're forgetting Martin Luther King's words.
They got their head busted non-stop for that shit.
Okay, they died for what they believed in.
But he didn't sit there. At the same time, there was.
But there were people rioting at the same time. There was a lot of that shit going on at the same time.
Right.
That's why they were listening
Black
to
Panther Party was around the same time.
Because at the end of the day, Black Panther wasn't about rioting.
No, at all.
All right, so if
coming out with their guns.
All right, if you listen to it,
they weren't coming out for peace. They said, "You hit me, we're gonna hit you back."
Yeah, that's what they were.
All right, so that
they're going to hit who back? Who are they gonna hit back? That hit them, not their own people. Is what I'm trying to say. You hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. I understand that. I understand that point.
100%.
All right, but to this day, and 2020, we still salute and honored Martin Luther King and his words and what he's done for the community. Nobody's saluting and whatever with the riots, the Rodney King. Nobody's saluting that. All they're bringing it back is how disgusting it was if they bring it back.
Let me just say, you know why the dude was laughing in the documentary? The white dude you talking about?
I'm not talking about a white dude.
All the white dudes interviewed, right? Listen, I know. Listen, all the white
matter of fact, it was.
Right? Listen, all the white dudes interviewed, right? That were laughing.
So how you gonna say all right if you didn't even do your research?
You know why they were laughing? Listen. You know why they were laughing?
Directed by
time out. You know why they were laughing?
Look, who produced it?
I mean, once you look it up and then have the argument.
You knew everything. Who produced it?
It's not that I know everything. It's that I saw the thing. There's 3 people here who saw it, and then you're gonna sit there. You're gonna criticize something you didn't see. That's the argument.
You know why he was laughing? You know why he was laughing though?
Why was he laughing?
My opinion, which is just my opinion. You know, I feel like he was laughing because for him he was like, and this is he representing the oppressive system, right? He's laughing because he knows what exactly the system created. At one point, in those neighborhoods you were talking about, there was a black pharmacist, there was a black orthopedist, there was a black shoemaker, there was a black suit maker. Every single shop on those blocks, because of segregation, were owned by black people that did those skills.
Yeah.
Once they took segregation out, right? All of a sudden, those black pharmacists didn't exist no more. There was Dwayne Reed. There was CVS. There was the corporations that showed up. Even if it's still Xavier's pharmacy that owns the CVS now, all of a sudden now it's a corporate name that's up. So now when the people of the community are pissed at the system, at the corporations, they're gonna come at the logo. But it's the same community. So he's laughing. That's why he's laughing. Because he sees that the plan that they made, the trick they pulled on us, is working.
All right, so why was
not that segregation was desegregation is bad. But when there was segregation, we had our community was ours. Now our community is not really ours. We're living in it. That's why when you have these riots, it looks like they're destroying their own community. They are destroying their own community, but at the same time, they're not destroying their own community. It's like a mind fuck. It's a clusterfuck. So they got you in a matrix, and it's a clusterfuck.
Well,
and then now people like you, instead of sympathizing with your brother, you're like, you seeing better. You're like, why are you doing this shit? And then we're divided.
If you're destroying mom and pop stores in your neighborhood and all like that, all it does is takes the rich white man to come in with the money that he has to destroy you, and put Walgreens up, put all these things. Look at Brooklyn. Brooklyn ain't Brownsville ain't Brownsville anymore. Harlem is not Harlem anymore.
Gentrification is basically
because our knowledge of things is I'd rather destroy than build with my community.
Because what happens is this, right? If you got segregation, right? You know what black people do, bro? We hustlers, dog. The system is against us, and we still.
We hustlers, but we hate on our own kind. Don't we hate on our own kind?
But it's a syndrome of the system, dog.
It's not the system. It's not the system.
Of course it is.
No, it's not. I'm sorry to say it's not the system. We are built to. Our knowledge is no. Yes. We are growing to love, but we are built as black folks to go against. Listen, what's the fun thing that we do with each other?
What? Crack jokes?
Yeah. Diss on each other.
Yeah.
Rap is built on me dissing you, you dissing me. We live off your mama jokes. We created that.
Don't forget one thing, though, that you started this culture, like rap you're talking about, for example, right?
I was going to get more and more. I was just rap. I was going to get into more.
African-American culture, right, to a certain extent, and I might be wrong because I'm not a scholar or anything like that, but I look at it this way, right? African-American culture, at its foundation, started at slavery, right? So a lot of, like, behaviors stay in society in different things. It's post-traumatic slave disorder in a way. And the sense I'm talking about, it's like, but let me give you an example, right? You hear parents say, for example, which is a common thing with black people and in Haiti also, they'll be like, oh my God, P's such a good kid at school, he's getting such good grades. And the parents like, oh, he's so bad at home, he's always like being so bad, doesn't listen, right? And you're like, what, the mother doesn't love her kid? It's not even that. The mother loves her kid. That comes from, take that same scenario and put it in slavery time. Now the slave owner comes, he's like, oh my God, your son, he's looking good right now. That means he's gonna sell your kid. So what does the parent do? Oh my God, he's so fucking clumsy. You can't let him hold anything that can break. He's a dumbass. So the slave owner doesn't see him as a good thing.
All right.
So these things stay in our society. And then we adopt them. Just like the food.
Guess what?
Where does soul food come from?
It
comes from, basically, we got the shit food from the good stuff, and then we created the fucking greatness of soul food.
Now, let me tell you something. What you said, whether it's true or not, it's a great analogy. Whether it could be right.
Yeah, it could be wrong, too.
No, but it's a very good, analogy to say, right? But you said it earlier yourself. You didn't come from slavery.
Me?
Yeah.
As a Haitian, now.
Exactly. So my point is,
but don't get it twisted that even though that we're not part of this system.
No. What I'm trying to get at the end of the day is we came so far, but yet we are holding each other down.
Yeah, but why would we not?
Spanish people help Spanish people. Jewish people help Jewish people. White people help white people. Asian people hate Asian people. We are the only kind.
Too,
it's not part of the system.
Of course.
Then if you know that, then it's our responsibility to change that.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's why we have to empower ourselves.
Okay, but you just said love is the answer, right?
Yeah.
So rioting or not rioting or breaking shit, it didn't solve a damn thing.
Like I said again,
it didn't.
Within the system, it kind of makes the system stop for a second, so we.
If it would, one of those cops with the Ronnie King would have got charged. Do you know the situation?
No, but maybe he needs not to be charged yet, so that anger can sink into society more, so that the change can actually happen.
Okay, what person over the last maybe even 10 years, that you heard killed a young black male didn't get off and went to jail? Even what?
Breonna Taylor hasn't gotten her justice yet.
Hasn't got her justice yet.
These niggas who got off, they got charged for bullets that hit the neighbor's house.
Okay.
Trayvon, yeah.
This guy wasn't even a cop who killed a kid, and he got off.
Yeah, of course. And part of that is why today you have the riots, not the riots, the demonstrations.
I get why they're angry, but what I'm trying to say, it didn't solve anything.
You see, I put like this, right? The way I look at it.
Martin Luther King made a change and like that. Obama made a change just by becoming the first.
All of these things together make the change. It's a collective thing, though. That's how it works. It's not one event. You can't look at it as just one event. That event with 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 that event got us Obama. That event with that event got us this. That event. There's a lot of things that Obama couldn't change. And that shit angered a lot of us, which means the next person that's gonna get in that position might.
I'm gonna tell you what Obama changed, right?
That's how you gotta look at it.
I'm gonna tell you what Obama, whether he changed little things in the system, he cracked open the door.
Of course.
Because who's now the vice president of the United States?
A black woman.
All right.
That's amazing.
A black woman.
That's a big step.
Hillary Clinton couldn't do it.
Yeah, but they're still shooting black kids though.
What's that?
They're still shooting black kids. Cops are gonna still shoot.
I understand that.
So that's what I'm saying. So those events are
okay, but the riots or the burning the buildings did not change that either. What I'm trying to say.
It's part of the whole. It's part of the whole. It's part of the whole. Obama being president, they stopped them fucking killing George Floyd on fucking camera like nothing.
Oh, I definitely.
You feel me?
I know.
So it's part of the whole. It's a good thing. It's more positive than the riot. 100%. It's not the same thing, but it's still a spice in the recipe for change.
I think
that's how I see it.
My thing is, if you're going to do that,
I look at it as a long marathon.
Well, how I think that would work, the riot or if you went to their neighborhood and did it. That's what I'm trying to get at. When you do it in your own neighborhood, they sit back and say, well, it's not affecting me. I guarantee if you went to their neighborhood, yes,
but they're not burning like shacks in the hood. They're burning fucking corporate companies, Target and shit like that, Walmart, shit like that.
Then go in their neighborhood. Because all it does, even if it burns a corporation like Walgreens, it's still in your neighborhood. Now you can't go to Walgreens.
Listen, I get you. It's fucked up.
Go burn it in their neighborhood, and I guaranteed, if you talking about that's gonna wake people up, that would wake people up.
Listen. It does enough for that people like us can get on the table and then actually rationalize what these people are actually feeling as a plan or a real thought. You feel me? These people
it's like real quick. If you're angry, no, hold on, listen. If you're angry and you're angry at me and you busting your windows, I'm just gonna laugh at you.
I've been going through the same fucking argument for like the last few minutes. All right,
so
don't fuck up your own neighborhood.
You're more.
There's a reason why they fuck up your neighborhood.
You make the choices. They act. You feel me?
All right, so listen to.
Is my mic working?
Yeah, it's working. God damn it. Yeah, motherfucker. Shit, I gotta cut y'all motherfuckers off.
You ain't even in the room. You be coming
dropping bullshit. Yeah, I left out. You guys are still talking about if you do something in your own neighborhood.
You haven't been
He's
here,
saying the same. I haven't been here. Where did that go?
This thing is an agent of chaos, son.
Anyways, so listen to
I know that.
listen to a solution and tell me what y'all think about it. Now, what could change? What's the change? Check this out. This shit is going with some amazing shit now. What if every young black, I was gonna say young black man, but every young black person, I'll go as even further, as even every black and Latino, and when you say Latino, that's, since we're in Miami, we gotta say the Cubans, Puerto Ricans.
What do you mean you gotta say the Cubans?
What I'm saying is
for me, as a Haitian,
hold on, let me finish my sentence. Let me finish my sentence.
Then hurry up, motherfucker.
No, I'm gonna take my time. You know how long? Yeah, you know I left because I couldn't get a fucking word in. Anyways, so check it out. Every person of color under the age of 18 and younger, has a $50 million life insurance policy. Fuck $50 million. We'll put it up.
What do you mean?
Who's
gonna give it to them?
That's what I'm saying. That'll be the part where we
gotta
figure
reparation?
out. That'll be the part where we figure out. My point is.
So your solution is money.
My point is that niggas, them pigs will stop killing niggas Okay, you know who's gonna tell them to stop killing niggas? The goddamn insurance companies, boy. Okay, when 2 or 3 insurance companies go broke, they're gonna make sure y'all niggas.
Insurance.
They don't get to a point where they don't even want to talk to a black person.
Yeah, but they're not gonna give money to black people for that situation because they know that black people kill black people and all.
It doesn't matter. What's your point? If you have an insurance,
what insurance
policy,
company's gonna?
Every race is more prone to kill his own race.
Yeah, if you crash your car like at least 2, it depends on what insurance. If you crash your car at least twice, they're kicking you off.
Life insurance. What are you talking
yeah,
about?
but life insurance, you have to pass the test and this and this and this and that.
You put them on kids. Listen. What he's saying has a point. Listen,
they're on kids.
All right, but the insurance, insurance does not want to pay out, so they're gonna do everything they possibly can, and they do. It
costs them money, it costs them bread.
Yes.
So exactly.
So hold on.
They'll be like, yo, don't stop shooting black
people. Hold on. I said
a
trillion. I said $1 trillion fucking thing. So you're saying that they're not gonna want to pay it out? That means that that $1 trillion contract that I signed is some bullshit. Because if I got $1 trillion contract, best believe I got $1 trillion fucking lawyer looking out for it. So who the fuck cares how they feel about it?
How do you have $1 trillion lawyer?
Yeah, what the fuck?
How do I have $1 million lawyer, the top fucking
lawyer?
Hold on,
time out.
How did you get that?
This is where I'm at. Where I'm at is what you said. What you said is smart as shit. If black people start, rule number one, start going to register to get guns. Get registered for a gun.
You don't need no gun.
Listen. This is 2 things. I'm adding something to your shit.
The
registering for guns is so that they can change the gun laws because they're gonna stop wanting black people to have guns. The second thing is what you said. All black people get a crazy life insurance on your life. Oh my God, the cops every time somebody shoot a black kid, nigga, they got life insurance on their ass, like you said. They're gonna stop that shit.
Okay, but okay. How do you get life insurance?
Pay for it.
You pay for it. You have to pay for that shit.
Okay, what's your point? What's your point? It's a plan.
It's a plan that you have to pay for.
No plan.
Everybody
Hold
doesn't have it.
You guys are talking about strategies and don't break your own stuff. Whatever it is, if you need a plan that's educated, there has to be money involved. How do you get the money? That's a whole nother conversation. I'm talking about what do you guys think about that plan? Don't devise. So is it impossible? Is that what you're saying? Because there's almost, I don't know how much money worth of equipment. Is this impossible? Nothing's impossible.
No, I didn't say it was impossible. All I'm saying is how many people that you know have freaking life insurance. Period.
Give me 1 second.
Again, to you being negative about it.
I'm not being negative about it. No, I'm not. But
I know a lot of people that everybody I know that basically has kids has insurance. Okay, so now your next question.
Well, that's to each his own. How many people you know people in the world? If you do the math, a lot of people can't afford health insurance. That's been the biggest problem with the whole Obamacare.
So then we do this is for a plan for survival.
Yeah, people can't afford insurance anyways.
But that's the whole point I'm trying to say.
It's not a plan.
It's not a
GoFundMe.
And you think they're gonna give it to black folks? That's how it's gonna start.
Okay.
I'm just breaking it down to you.
All you're doing is being negative.
Have you heard?
I'm not being negative. Point blank. This is the positive coming out, right? There's a plan that you left, and you came back, and all of a sudden you had a plan.
Your plan is black, son.
In order, you got to go back.
Got holes in it.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Sounds good, but you got holes.
That's what I'm saying.
Holes, money.
This is about finances that we do know about. This is the first time in history that we have people that have that kind of money, like Jeff Bezos and them, right?
Let's judge on
Google. Listen. Google and them, right?
All of us.
How are they getting money?
Don't.
You saw that documentary, The Social Dilemma?
Yes, I did.
All right, you see, so they're making money off advertising, right? Mm-hmm. Off the first time a new commodity.
Yeah.
A new commodity. Just like at one point you had slavery, which became a new commodity, and you had breakthrough money made in countries with colonies. For the first time, you have a new commodity, and there's people making money at a level that people never had before, right?
Yes.
These niggas are countries by themselves now. The money
are you aware that their goal is to separate us?
But listen to me.
Even that documentary
listen to me. So they're selling our data, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind you sell my data.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I want a cut. I want my cut. That's why they're making trillions. That's why there's about to be trillionaires, because they're not giving us our cut. They're still gonna be billionaires, but they're not giving us our cut. That's what we're in fucking poverty, my nigga.
I mean,
everybody's on this shit. Everybody's gonna get money. You selling my data? I want to cut.
All fairness, it's called marketing, okay? Because listen, I watched the documentary, right? And I looked at the situation.
I want money for my data.
Yes, what they're doing is they're building data for even you. You have access.
It exists. You know that. Right?
You have that access to that data that they're building up. That's what I'm saying.
You can sell it, right? There's a website. Issa Rae created this. And actually they created, but she was advertising it or some shit.
I know it's been around for a long time.
And then you can register your social security number, and then you get money for your data that these companies are using.
Yes, I know. First, yes, you have money that you have no idea that you have money, and it's based off your social media. But again, it goes back, and it goes back to what I'm saying in the very beginning. You don't know because you just yelling and complaining instead of doing the research and trying to figure it out.
My solution is better, right? My solution is better. Tell them that solution is better. Tell that
I'm not going to compare whose solution is better. What I'm trying to say to you,
mine is better.
Mine is better.
Listen, what I'm trying to explain. See how you just said that you're aware that your social security that you have money sitting there.
Yeah.
You just don't.
Haitian,
You just okay, but you're aware. You're aware of this concept, right?
Vacation.
All right, but you're aware of the concept, right?
What?
That there's the people who do have social security are sitting on millions.
Hell yeah.
Because they've been collecting money for yourself since birth.
They be making money from your data, nigga.
It's just us yelling about it instead of doing my peoples is doing their hardcore, they're breaking down to me in order how to do it. Even the laws of being arrested, it gets deeper than that. Yeah. And now they told me, I hear them, I see a little of that, but then I go on my day. So I'm not doing myself any favors and not studying and understanding it. I'd rather just say, hey, yo, it's true, man. We have $1 million and just complain about it, opposed to just, okay.
Find a logical solution.
Figuring it out, taking the steps to get there. Sense. And that's the problem with us, that we'd rather just talk and complain about it than find a solution. That's the whole point of that's the whole point that I've been getting at.
Let me get some gunshots for that shit, dog. That's the reality right there, dog. We be complaining and shit, talking loud, arguing, coming up with niggas can't even afford Obamacare, nigga. You gotta afford the insurance. The cops shooting black people. That's not the solution. Get us paid for our data, nigga.
Alright, so to wrap this up.
That's about life.
Yes, live.
Oh, you got come on there,
So check this out. Is there anybody you want to give any shouts out to? Y'all niggas went deep on this one, boy, but we gotta wrap this one up.
That's it. I don't know, man. I love all my people, though. That's it. Shout out to my nigga Gunshot. Gunshot Nico!
Vorby. Verb.
Vorby.
Alpo, let's go. And check it out. Where can people find you, man? Where are you online?
I'm on Instagram at Samdi SAMDI.ATISLA at Samdi Atisla. You can find me on Instagram or just search the hashtag Samdi_Atisla written the same way. And that's it. Or just Google me, man. You'll find me on Google.
Alright, G.
Google me, Chuck.
It's been more than a pleasure.
Google me, Chuck.
You gave us more than what we expected, as always.
Google me,
That's
Chuck.
why I love you. And appreciate you. We out.
One.
What's up, world? It's your boy DJ47. Thanks for tuning in to our YouTube page. If you like what you see, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to us as we hit you with new videos every week. 1.